Hello.
Hello.
I'm so cute, I broke the camera. That's fine.
Yay! Yay! Oh, okay. The list is there. Cool.
Yeah.
Just a moment, everybody. I'm sorry. All right. Cool. Yes. So, hello, everyone. For the people who are unaware, this is actually an edition of Speedrunners and Coffee with the Clock Tower members. With me today, I have two former guests in Schmumbler and Juho, and for the first time their appearance, it's Renzi. How's everybody doing today?
Whew. It is a day.
It's just
Fair
one
enough.
of those days.
Now you may be noticing, as we're setting up the list visual, that we're starting with the Clock Tower. That's because there was supposed to be a fifth member, and unfortunately they aren't feeling well. But I asked them in advance what their selections were, and they said Clock Tower 1 and Wii Sports. So we're gonna start with the original Clock Tower for the Super Famicom. What is everybody's thoughts on this one?
Oh god. So, if you're talking about X's Clock Tower, I feel like Dice's has a lot more. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, Egg has a lot more better submissions than Clock Tower Oni. I think his better submission, other than the Clock Tower, is probably the Crow for awful games, because you know AGDQ has like these kind of like awful block, and then SGDQ has the silly block, if I'm not mistaken. So like I feel like the Crow is a lot better, but Clock Tower is like a close second for me. Schmumbler?
So, I kind of agree with that. Clock Tower, obviously we all love Clock Tower. I don't think it's really quite as popular for like the general crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Crow, okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, the giraffe mode as a donation incentive. The Crow just in general is just so terrible. It looks so goofy. You will feel Ecdisis's rage through the camera.
Yes.
And giraffe mode really just tops it off. I think that's a perfect incentive for the game.
But then, yeah, but also at the same time, like I'm looking at X's submission at the moment, and I also see Silent Hill 2 as well, which could also be like one of a good contender for it being accepted at AGDQ as well, because he has like hard category and plank Oni hard, which is it should be a better submission, but I still think like the Crow should get in at least. If not, maybe I don't know. He has a lot of good submissions, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Ecdysis is going to get in with something.
Probably.
And honestly,
if he doesn't, it would be.
I could see Clock Tower, just if only because of the length. Because that helps it fit into the horror block while still keeping it open for other submissions as well.
Redzy, your thoughts?
On Clock Tower? I'm just excited to see it.
All right, that's
I
fair.
actually don't know much about the first game. I've actually never really played it.
It's just it's a Famicom game that was, I think it was released in Japan. Yeah, it was released in Japan. They're gonna have a remaster on, like the upcoming month, right?
Yeah, it's gonna
so,
be.
yeah.
I think it's January 2024.
Oh yeah. So yeah, one of the reasons why Ek actually like submitted this game solely was because of the whole announcement of Clock Tower having a remaster. So that's why he wanted to submit this game. Also, another one of his submissions as well that he has this whole like recurrence of it is Lollipop Chainsaw, which is gonna have a remaster as well up in the next coming months, I think, or is it next year? I'm not
Next
mistaken.
year. It
I
was
feel like it's-
supposed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be this year.
Oh,
But
yeah,
they
so-
delayed it.
Basically, he had Clock Tower, Lollipop Chainsaw, and Silent Hill 2 as like the games that are gonna get a remake / remaster, and he just want to submit them because there's gonna be a remake or a remaster, and it's gonna be more hyped up to be seen at GDQ. So yeah, those games are cool, but I don't know if they're gonna accept it. So my money is still on the Crow for some reason. I still would want to see the Crow actually get in though.
Okay. I
Mhm.
kind of think that Clock Tower is his best shot, simply because of that remaster, and also because Clock Tower is kind of like his thing. So I think it's a perfect like
It
submission
is,
for him.
but also looking at the Clock Tower, kind of like looking at the Clock Tower submissions, I think like there's also other submissions that are actually really good, which is like Clock Tower 3. I think Clock Tower 3 is also a really good submission by like the Modern Robots and Miss Scarlet Tanager.
I love Clock Tower 3.
Oh,
Yeah, I need to
don't
play
think
the
we're gonna
Clock Tower
get it.
game sooner or later, but like seeing how Clock Tower 3 is like with the speedruns and stuff, I think
Mhm.
if it's a Clock Tower game, it probably would be Clock Tower 3. If not, then yeah. I mean, the horror block is actually really like competitive as well. They only pick like I think about like 6 to 10 horror games, or
Mhm.
I think about like 7 to 13, sorry. 7 to 13 horror games in the whole game list. So, yeah.
Okay. So next was Wii Sports Resort.
Wii Sports Resort. Let me see.
Is that the golf? Or
Yes,
just
it is
resorts?
the golf. It's
18 holes?
It's the golf 18 holes race.
Wow, okay. It's a 13-minute speed run. Huh. But my question would be whether or not is this on site. Because if this is on site, this raises their chances up. Otherwise,
I would assume
So.
it's on site because I don't believe you can play this online.
no. I mean, it's a race anyways. So
Yeah.
yeah,
There's 2 other
basically.
submissions too.
Yeah. So if they're gonna do it on site as a race, that would be cool. Otherwise, if they're doing this online as a race, it kind of a bit lowers the chances, but also at the same time, it could get in. But like my question afterwards would be, did anyone actually submit Nintendo Switch Sports?
I
don't-
mean, even if they did, and I don't think they did, I'm
No
pretty
one
sure
did.
Wii Golf-
No.
pretty sure Wii golfing would be more popular. Anyway.
Wii Golf will be yeah.
Yeah.
So
'cause
Mhm.
I would say that it's a strong submission. But let's hope and see, because like it's a race as well.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. I mean, I don't know how you exactly speedrun Wii Sports, but sure, 13 minutes for some golf.
I
If
mean, it's all
that's your
RNG.
thing.
I mean, Nicole Goodnight actually ran Golf It as well. Is it Golf It? Or is it Golf with Friends? I don't remember what it
I
is.
think it was
I-
Golf It.
Was it Golf It?
I almost feel like she's done both.
She has done both for sure, but I don't
No, I
remember.
mean, like, I feel like she's done both for GDQ.
I think one was for the main.
She
line
definitely
GDQ,
did
the
golf
other
it on
one was
GDQ.
the other one was Frame Fatales for GDQ.
Yeah, she definitely did golf it on GDQ. I remember that.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, anything is possible because I feel like golf is more of like an RNG kind of game that like I think a lot of people
Yeah,
would actually be.
It kind of is,
would be
and
good,
like
yeah.
I feel like a lot of the charm with this is, I mean, first off, it's motion control, and just golf with motion control sounds miserable.
Oh no. I mean, you're not wrong, but
Yep.
oh no.
So yeah, watching 4 people just kind of flailing around sillily.
Yeah, yeah, it could be. It could be some entertaining or entertainment. Yeah. So those were AOL's choices. I'm not sure if golf is gonna get in, but I feel like Clock Tower has that good chance. That's
Yeah.
just my opinion on it.
I will say one thing that I don't think will work in Wii Sports' favor is, at least with Golf It and Golf with Friends, there's a lot of unintended shortcuts that you can take. And
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case with Wii Sports. I'm pretty sure it's just regular golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I don't know how setup wise it would work because it is 3 people, and I would assume they need a bit of room
I think
for
it's
motion
4.
control. Is it 4?
It is 4.
It's 4. Yeah.
Oh, well, then even more questions because I would imagine that you still need some space.
I mean, they know
The
how to
Motion controls.
Yeah,
they
the
know
stage
how
is
to make
pretty-
space.
I feel like I feel like they could make that work. The
Yeah,
stage
I mean,
is a lot
it's
bigger than what it looks
GDQ
like on stream.
anyways.
Okay.
GDQ can make stuff work. I mean, they did a lot of stuff. They did like what Destiny 2 with like 6 people on co-op. They can do like a lot of stuff that would work.
I mean, they've had VR runs.
yeah, actually, yeah.
That
Okay,
definitely
that's
requires space.
Yes. Yes, that would. Retzi, any opinions on the golf?
Seems like 18 holes is a lot.
You're not wrong.
It is a lot.
Am I impressed that they do less than a minute a hole? Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
It's still golf.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, they probably have CRTs on set.
Or would the or
Uh-huh.
would the Wii U sensor bar, because obviously the Wii U was HDMI, so
Oh yeah. They
I
submitted.
don't
it
know
as
if the
Wii U.
sensor bar is different or not.
Also, another question is that how it was with regular Wii Sports or with Resort particularly? Because Resort uses the Wii Motion Plus, and I don't know if that makes a difference.
It
Mhm.
says sponsored by Wii Motion Plus TM.
Well, sure.
Yeah, that was the game that like came packaged with the little Wii Motion Plus attachment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's AO House's picks, huh?
Yeah. Does anyone else have any pre-looking through the list picks?
Yeah, so I'm gonna mention about this. For the past couple of submission periods, I looked through all of them. This time was the only time that I didn't really look through all of them because I knew that this was actually gonna be happening. I'm probably just I glanced through like a few times, but I did mention about this right before this thing all got started. Is that I'm hoping to see some of the games that actually came out this year to be showcased on like AGDQ 2024 because I think like the games committee are a bunch of people who also do like games that came out this year. Like there were games like I mentioned like Pseudo Regalia. I think Pseudo Regalia is one of them. Viewfinder is another one. Cosmic Shake is another one. So I'm probably thinking like some games that came out this year actually would make it to the game list, but I don't know how many of them would actually get into the game list because there's a lot of there's actually a lot of good games this year that are speedrunnable. So yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Pseudo Regalia.
please.
God forbid.
All I know
could
about that
spell.
game,
Someone
all I
explain
know
to me
about
what
that
that
game is
is.
like thick goat mommy, and that's about it.
Dick.
You're
Yeah,
not
I-
wrong.
I gotta see.
I
Um,
know that
so-
it's a Metroidvania style
It's a
game.
3D
So-
Metroidvania game.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a Souls-like too. It's
Mhm.
it's very impressive. The movement in the game is very impressive. I definitely so you can see this in the runners that submitted it, but Pseudo Regalia kind of fits that same niche in my head as Lunistis, where it's this lo-fi indie platformer game, right? Completely different style of game, but because the movement just looks so fluid and complicated, it still just mentally fills that same niche. And I really think it has a very high chance of getting in, especially with like Yashichi and Jax, they're both having submitted it.
As a race as well. So it's a 3-person race.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Three-person
That
race?
is
Oh yeah, I'm
Or-
just looking at it right
yeah.
now. Oh wow.
For
Okay.
any percent, 100% out of bounds.
Okay,
And-
that's
and-
interesting.
In my opinion, I feel like races have a better chance of getting in because you're showcasing more people, and I think they like that a little bit more because it allows more people the opportunity to perform.
I was
and-
about to like counter that that statement, but I actually do agree now because over the past couple of GDQ, like mainline GDQs, they actually have been accepting a lot of races lately. So
so yeah, races are always
might-
hype.
yeah, this might
The,
actually get in.
There is one exception to the race thing though, and that's, it has to be a game where you can reasonably expect everyone to be close. And
Yeah.
looking at this, it looks like any percent might have some issue with that, but 100% out of bounds looks like a good shout.
Yeah, because there is that 3-minute difference, and I was like, oh, everybody's
They also
20,
like
and then
long games as well, or like games that are about an hour to be showcased as well.
Mhm.
Unless what was pseudo Regalius is 100% estimate.
35 minutes.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Unless they actually want to have like an hour of like stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think
but
like how many hours? Wait, how many hours are there in a week?
172.
So many.
172, right? Yeah. So out of 172 like hours, they have to fit in 150 or less games. So it could fit the bill, but also at the same time they can actually add more. So we do not know if they're gonna add more or less.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there were a lot of randomizers for Resident Evil.
Really?
remake.
Holy crap!
And Resident
were-
Evil 3.
There were no randomizers, or there was no just a straight run for Resident Evil Remake at all. And it's just like, damn. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
I
yeah.
honestly really hate that, because if you're gonna have a run that is propelled forward by a randomizer, it's sad to say not gonna be a survival horror game,
mhm.
unless it is a very open-ended survival horror game.
Yeah. I don't want to make comments based on the random, actually, most of the rando submissions because I know the runners very well, and I'm like, don't want to. However, speaking of games that also came out this year that are horror related, My Friendly Neighborhood.
Yes. I feel like that game could actually get in. Like,
Yeah.
stamp approval, get in, because that game has really good glitches as well. I don't know. I think any percent right now is about like 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20
long.
minutes.
So
Yeah.
the
So, yeah.
there is an any percent. I
Yeah.
was about to say the only one that I see is no major glitches.
I was about to say current record is it spicy or Yama Yuga, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yama for no major.
Yeah. So like Yama could be a good contender as well, but Spicy is like a really good contender for My Family Neighborhood. The other game that he
Mhm.
probably would have a really good chance is Resident Evil 4 remake anyways.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because that also came out this year.
Yeah.
I really like My Friendly Neighborhood. I know that some people are like, the voices get annoying after a while, haha, and it's like, yeah, but I mean, you can also, I mean, for runners specifically, I mean, obviously they're gonna have them on for GDQ. You can turn the voices off. Because I know a few runners just listen to music while they do things,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like me. So that's a thing.
Also, Spicy did not submit for My Friendly Neighborhood.
Really?
No, he did not. He
Okay,
did,
then yeah, I think Spicy would
RE4.
be a very good contender for RE4 then because RE4 is what? Professional any percent?
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Also, it's there is a point that uh at the time he was supposed to be doing Resident Evil Village, but then he
Mhm.
stepped out because of internet issues. So if he actually is going on site, that's gotta be pretty fucking poggers, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
But then again, there's
Another
a lot of good submissions for Resident Evil as well. Like I'm looking at
Yeah.
Resident Evil and Gaiden as one of them as well.
Gaiden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another one is
Um,
Resident Evil Survivor.
Yes. I think if they're going to choose a Resident Evil though, they're going to choose RE4.
Oh wow.
Like RE4
Dead
for
Aim.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, Dead Aim
Yeah.
is also another one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as like Survivor or Dead Aim would be a cool thing, it's like RE4 is the current hot thing. It couldn't get into AGDQ because it came out after the submission period. So I think this is RE4's time to shine because it wasn't able to be shown in SGDQ because of that submission period. So
Did it? Wait.
Yeah,
When did...
last GDQ did not have a second submission period.
No.
Yeah.
When did RE4 came out?
March 24th, 2023.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought it was February. I was like, wait a minute. They usually like release. They usually release games on February, so I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Another game submission that I feel has a really good chance is Shenmue.
Oh, by Maxi Lopes, yeah.
And here's the thing, this is the Sega nerd because as some people know, I'm starting to cross over into Sega consoles only. And yes, Shenmue 2 is there as well. And yes, we have Yakuza, but Yakuza's been shown off enough. Go away,
Yeah,
Yakuza.
yeah.
It's
Time to
time for
retire
your
TDU.
it's time for the predecessor to shine. And
Yeah. I think Maxi Lopes actually mentioned saying that as well.
mhm. Because they now have the time skip thing. We're not waiting 6.5 hours for a run to be finished. It can be done in almost half the time. And Shenmue is really good.
God, imagine if Maxi Lopes gets Shenmue accepted, but they choose any percent instead of any percent time skip.
You never know. Also, Shenmue 2 really good. I wish that my personal preference is that I wish they weren't the PC versions. I kind of wish that they were the Dreamcast versions, but I get it. PC is more acceptable and or more accessible, and also you can't do time skip glitch on the original Dreamcast, so that makes sense because it's a mod. And you know what? I really hope that Shenmue gets in because Shenmue is great. Let's not talk about Shenmue 3. But
Oh.
you know, you know, it's time for Sega's glory days to be shown off.
Yeah, surprisingly, like
So
I'm looking at Maxi Lopes submissions at the moment. That's just like one of his better submissions as well. The other submission I could actually see that is actually a bit better is like Army of Two. Other than that, like Visage. Sorry, Maxi. I don't like Visage. Granny is an okay game. Maybe it might be good-ish. Fear 2 is kind of a so-so because I do not know if Fear might get in. So the only the two submissions that I probably would see Maxi Lobes get accepted are Shenmue and Army of Two. Otherwise, like all the others are like so-so or like I don't like them.
Okay, Schmumbler and Retzi, any thoughts on the Shenmues?
I need to play them.
Not so much on Shenmue, but I do have something as far as the heyday of Sega. And by the heyday of Sega, I really mean more bootleg Sega of modern day, but Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who's going to get it in, but I am near positive that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk will get in. Especially now. Like when the whole submission period was maybe not so much. There were some really cool tricks that you could do, but it was really inconsistent. Times were still pretty high. Now, like the entire top 10 is under an hour.
Yeah.
There's a lot of zips. There's actually now a way that you can just like zip on demand basically once you get an initial setup done. And yeah, game goes fast and it's very flashy.
Yeah. And as much as I want to see Jet Set Radio Future in, it's also a newer game. It came out this year. It's fairly popular. Despite what I've heard from other people, it seems like a good run end game. Yeah, so I can agree with that. But speaking of Sega, we can't forget about the little blue hedgehog. And one of the things that I am really looking forward to and hoping that it would get in, even though I think it's a 100% remote shot, is the Sonic the Hedgehog Relay, which is, I believe, Sonic 1, 2 CD, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Oh no, this is not. Oh wait, is this Relay? Is this online Relay?
Trying to look this up.
So I believe it's under Sonic okay. It's not it's Sonic 1. It's the Sonic Origins. So it's
actually no, this is on site. I'm pretty sure this is on site Relay. Arctic and Flying Fox can actually go to GDQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The other two runners. Yeah, the other two runners are American. The other two are from the UK, and I'm pretty sure that both of them can actually go to the US, for GDQ.
Okay. Yeah, because it's the anniversary mode relay, which is all four of them running one game each. So it's Sonic 1, Sonic CD, which is technically Sonic 2, but they split the team. This team split in half. One did CD, the other one did Sonic 2, and then Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And also Amy's showing up. Hell yeah.
Honestly, I think the fact that they're each picking a different character kind of helps sell that.
Yeah.
I really like this submission. I really hope to see this, but there's always gotta be at least 2 Sonic games that would get into GDQ anyways.
Well,
honestly, I feel like this might actually be like a good way for them to combine entries and kind of maybe shorten Sonic block that they usually have.
If they pick like this one and not show other Sonic games, I would be.
I mean, I'm sure that there will be another one that got in too, but like I I think if they picked this, it
I
would
wouldn't be
allow them to
surprised
not
if
do
they
like 4 or
just
5 like they used
like
to do.
take this and that's about it, anyways. But like, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure they're gonna pick another like Sonic game as well on top
I
of
feel
like
like
this if they actually accept this.
I feel like the other submission, even though it wasn't, it's going to be in the next period, is going to be the Frontiers DLC, because Frontiers Update 3 just dropped, and I feel like
That's true.
if they were going to pick something else, it's going to be that.
I forgot that Frontiers was actually shown like on SGDQ. Thanks for
They
reminding
do have
me.
one submission.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because like it's been showcased already, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually. Wait, is it AGDQ or SGDQ? It's SGDQ. Yeah. So yeah, like usually games that have been showcased on like past like a very recent GDQ will not be on the next GDQ, but it has some exceptions with like different kinds of categories. Like I think Metroid Dread has like 2 mainline GDQs in a row or something like that, or two mainline GDQs in a row, showcases in a row. Sorry,
Hmm.
which to me, ew. I'm gonna say ew, but you know it's GDQ, so you won't really know what they would actually like accept anyways. They could accept like a 2-minute game, or even like like Swordfish's like
PN.
PN on PS5 simulator, and yeah, it's gotta happen. But like, you know, you would never know what they would actually like accept, anyways. This one for sure. I hope they don't accept it again with Sonic Frontiers, but I hope to see like another like Sonic game, honestly.
Speaking of repeat appearances, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I don't know if you've seen Reverse Boss Order, but that run is just like, holy, like what? How?
Soten for me is like I want another runner other than Dragon Bliss to be on, but like that's because of like some drama thing. But like honestly, like Soten is a really cool run to watch.
Yeah.
I just don't want to watch like that particular runner. I'm just gonna be a bit biased about this, or like be out loud about this, because you know I know the runner as well, means well and stuff like that, but like I just I would rather see another runner.
Like I love Soden, and you know we've seen a rando, we've seen again at one point it was in for 7 years straight. And I feel like Reverse Boss Order has the best chance, followed by Pacifist, which is where you don't technically kill any enemies.
Technically.
Yes, technically. But I feel like that is the Castlevania that has the best chance. Of course, there's Order of Ecclesia, there's Portrait of Ruin, there's Legacy of Darkness, and I don't know if anybody wants to see the N64 Castlevanias, but perhaps. But yeah, I feel like Reverse Boss Order is the one. Any thoughts, Schmumbler and Retzi?
I honestly have never played a Castlevania game, and I know that they're popular, but
I've only seen.
I don't know
what you've
enough
played.
about, like, I know a good amount of Symphony of the Night. I know that it's a good run. I don't know hardly anything about the other games.
Okay. I think the other ones that I just mentioned are DS title, minus of course Legacy of Darkness for N64, and maybe Legacy of Darkness would be a good game for Awful Block, because from what I understand, the N64 Castlevanias are terrible video games. So that's a thing. Uh, so, yeah, I want reverse boss order, and that's pretty much my opinion. When it comes to Crash Bandicoot, I feel like Crash has. I think Crash's time is done for a bit. I don't know how everybody else feels about that.
I'm inclined to
Crash.
agree. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure it's been in the past like 3 events in some form.
Mm, when was
And
Crash Bash on, by the way? I just want to know when Crash Bash was on. Like, when was the last time Crash Bash was on?
I have no idea.
Because if you're talking about Crash, that might be one of the contenders that could actually get accepted. Other than that, all the other Crash games that I could think of, probably not. Maybe when did Crash 4 actually came out as well?
Crash 4 came out like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showcased this as well, if I'm not mistaken. Like
Mhm.
they did showcase a Crash game last GDQ, and I'm pretty sure like if they want another Crash game to be on the GDQ games list, it's probably Crash Bash. That's the only thing that that's the only Crash game that I could think of that could actually get in. Otherwise, all the others are no, not good. I would
Mhm.
just see Crash Bash.
Yeah, because I think a version of the Insane trilogy has been on like every event. I
Yep.
think
Mm-hmm.
for like 3 years, from
Yep.
what I'm understanding, and it's just like, eh. Like
Yeah.
its time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to give Crash a bit of a break.
That's
Uh,
why
in
I'm
my
like,
opinion.
yeah, that's why I'm like, if they wanna actually accept another um, game that is Crash, or just Crash Bash, because that's a party game and like, it's, I think it's a 4-player race as well.
Hmm.
That's why, but it's also fun with the RNG as well. So yeah, fun for the whole viewers to watch and laugh about RNG.
That is fair. Retzi, any thoughts?
I didn't play Crash Bash. I would like to see Twin Sanity though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of horror games, because all four of us are horror runners, I want to see Go Go Hamster Chef. If you have not seen Go Go Hamster Chef, you're thinking, oh, it's a cutesy game. Ha 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 ha. Oh boy, are you in for a treat.
Go Hamster.
God,
Is
that
that
sounds
that
so
really a horror game?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it right now. Oh wow.
God damn it, Charbunny.
It's very like creepypasta video game, but yeah, that looks neat.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I
it just
actually
like
this looks really fun.
it just looks like Lunasis on like crack or something. What the?
It's kind of like it's nowhere near the same animation style, but all I'm thinking in my head is like Hamtaro creepypasta.
Mtaro, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's quite the run, and then when you actually start getting into it, it's like, oh.
18 minutes inbound seems very reasonable, and I really would want to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that goes with like however many however amount of horror games that GDQ wants to accept as well, because there's a bunch of horror games that came out this year that probably would make sense to actually get in as well.
So
Mhm.
honestly, what I would like to see is I don't want this to be in horror block. I want this to be one of those games that is just like chucked like at the very end of a cutesy block as just a weird transition out to the next block and just throw everyone for a loop. I think that would be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Maybe even if they were to plan it like this, put it at the end of acute block and transition into horror block or something.
See,
like
I
that.
thought about that too, but like, I don't know. That would work, but I still think just shoving it into its own like random corner of the schedule and just really throwing people for a loop might be a little bit more entertaining for me personally. Is that selfish? Maybe, but I would love it.
That is, I mean, that's fair. And in terms of a horror block, what is everybody's kind of like, this would be my go-to horror block?
Oh god, I don't even know because, like, I really, I like I said, I kind of feel like whatever horror game that came out this year can make it in as well, but also at the same time, there's also really good horror games that are like the horror block is always so competitive as well because there's like limited amount of slots, you know.
Yeah.
So
there's
like,
always enough good submissions that you could technically have
Yeah,
two full horror blocks.
like I can't say like, oh yeah, my game would actually get into GDQ or Schmumbler's game would actually get into GDQ at all because, you know, even though we have very good games or even like very good submissions and such, we don't even know whether it would get into GDQ. Like I think I mentioned Schmumbler's Roast of Meat last GDQ submission period, and I was like, yeah, maybe this game is not really gonna get in, but it got in. And one of the submissions that he also did was home horror as well, which I immediately went, yes, it will get in. It got in. Home horror got in. So no matter how good or like no matter how good our submissions are, God, I don't even know how the horror block is gonna be like as well.
Okay, one thing I will say is I shout out to Tainted Tally. I think Obscure does have a good shot.
Obscure, yeah, okay. Obscure is a really good game. I like to talk about this one as well. It's also done with her boyfriend as well, which is very cutesy as well. I like that one. Yes. Obscure is a really, really cool game made by French devs.
And I think, I don't remember if it was a mainline GDQ, but co-op Obscure has been run in some
It has been run
on
X's Speedruns on the Crypt. I remember that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so it wasn't
I'm
a mainline.
I'm not too sure. I don't think it's a mainline. I think it's on Speedruns on the Crypt.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it's Speedruns on the Crypt only. Yeah.
That works even better then, because Obscure co-op is just really weird because, you know, it's a shared screen even if you're doing it remotely. Like when one person is going off doing a random thing, they're literally off screen just like blindly putting in inputs hoping they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, as you can tell, it's submitted as co-op with Eshma, and Eshma is Tali's boyfriend. So that's a good plus already. The one that was like showcased like a long time ago was actually done by Super King Andy, and someone else. I don't remember, but like I think they might have a really good chance of actually getting in as well. You know, as a co-op run. It's a really good game. I like the game. I should actually play Obscure 2 sooner or later.
I've heard that Obscure 2 is not nearly as good.
I need to play it and see. I mean, October is coming, and I do want to play as many horror games as possible. So yeah, there's that.
So I did actually try to play Obscure on my own once a long time back, and I actually did not like it. But watching it is great.
Yeah. I think Obscure 1 was actually okay for me. I just like it a lot. It's a very nice, like, how you say, survival horror game. I really like it, and I really do want to see this game actually get in.
Of all the horror games, that's like the one that sticks out to me.
Well,
I
to be
can't
fair,
really
though-
look at any of the other ones and be like, yeah, I think that's gonna get it.
Yeah, but to be fair though, I think Tali also has another good submission, which is Alan Wake as well. I think Alan Wake could also potentially get in because of Alan Wake 2 coming out pretty soon as well.
I kind of agree, but at the same time, it's American Nightmare, right?
Yeah.
It is American Nightmare. It's not like it's not like the first Alan Wake, because who cares about the first Alan Wake anyways? I mean, it's quite long, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check.
Yeah,
Alan Wake 1.
Probably.
Well,
I don't actually know anything about the speedruns for either of those games.
because I'm pretty sure it's like 3 hours. Yeah. There we go. 3 hours.
Dang.
On
Dang!
the dot. See, I
Oh,
told you.
God.
Yeah. So yeah, Alan Wake 1 is 3 hours, and Alan Wake: A New Nightmare is like 1 hour anyway. So the very obvious game to actually submit is Alan Wake: A New Nightmare. But you can actually hopefully see it on X Speedruns on the Crypt if he actually likes Alan Wake 1.
Yeah.
So there's that. Otherwise, I think like Tali's submissions for let me see Tali's submission. Yeah, Tali's submission for Alan Wake and Obscure. They're really good games that could potentially get in. But I think the better submission for her is actually Obscure.
Oh boy, do I feel bad about this one. Silent Hill. The reason I feel bad is because there's only 3 submissions for it, and 2 of the submissions are sitting in this podcast right now.
Hell yeah!
Obviously, it's Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and Shattered Memories are the 3 Silent Hill runs. I don't know if they're going to have a Silent Hill this GDQ.
Yeah.
And that's just a thing because, they just had Homepour, and was there a Silent Hill at AGDQ? I don't know.
Silent Hill 4?
No Silent Hill 4.
I thought Silent Hill 4 was SGDQ 2022.
Might have been.
Wait, what were you talking about? Sorry.
I know
If there was a
released-
Silent Hill at AGDQ 2023.
Yeah, you're right.
It was
SGDQ 22.
Wait, it was only there's no Silent Hill. No.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
The ones that I remember are Homepour and 4. I don't think I've
2022.
I don't think I've seen any others. I would say though, this is the only time that Punchy has not submitted a Silent Hill game.
Okay.
Yes, every single year he's been submitting Silent Hill, like a Silent Hill game. This is the first time that, like, in God knows how long, that I'm seeing that that Punchy's not submitting Silent Hill at all, because one, I don't know what his place is on the leaderboards for Silent Hill 1. Moreover, people are already beating him in Silent Hill 1.
Punchy has not really been a top on the Silent Hill 1 leaderboard for several years now.
About 1 or 2 years, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's been a while since like it's also been a while since I've ran the game, and like seeing all these like newcomers actually beating like the game in like 30 minutes, 29 minutes. That's actually insane already.
I never was
really cool runners doing
I
so.
never was good at Silent Hill 1, but I want to see where I'm at right now.
Oh, I know where I'm at. Dead last.
And
yeah,
I've never ran Silent Hill 1.
Yeah,
Let's do console board to make myself feel better.
so like this is the only like I said, this is the only time that I'm seeing that Punchy's not submitting the Silent Hill game to GDQ. Normally he would submit Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3. Yeah. So like seeing Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and Silent Hill like Shattered Memories, yes, it's actually really depressing, I would say, but like also at the same time, I don't know if Silent Hill would get in. I really have a feeling that Silent Hill might not get in at all.
Yeah.
The one closest is
Yeah.
probably 2, and that's because it's going to be showcased on GDQ X, that they might want to showcase it to GQ, like the AGDQ.
Plus, whereas 2 of them are in person and 1 of them's online, it's kind of
Yeah.
I think the only saving grace Shattered Memories has is that it hasn't been on a mainline before.
Yeah.
Shattered Memories has not been on the main line before, yeah.
And I don't think that that's much of a saving grace at all.
Yeah. My only concern about Shattered Memories is the fact that it is disc skip, and I don't know how, like, I don't know GDQ's processes and allowing runners to touch the hardware.
Oh, it's our hardware.
It's okay. It's okay
Yeah.
to do so. Yeah.
Like I would have to bring my own PS2.
Yeah.
But the thing is that isn't this at the end of it, or is it there's other places?
No, it's all throughout the entire game that you.
I already know the end of it. I just didn't know about other places as well.
Yeah, it's littered throughout the entire run. You'll actually be able to see this coming up at Time Tick 2023.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
October
14 and 15,
Big-
I think.
Oh, is it
13,
14?
14, 15, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 13th. And you'll also be able to see it at Midwest Speed Fest Fall Frenzy.
Yeah, you can
As
actually
well.
see it 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Because Midwest is on the 13th, and then the Time Tick run is on the 14th.
I totally forgot that Midwest Speed Fest is also in between the hours as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Punchy, one of the surprising submissions from him was the Ring Terror's Realm. That is something that I was actually surprised, although it was almost going to be a race. But then it's just a solo run now.
A race with Ecdysis? Wait, what?
No, it was going to be. I think this race was more for RTA in Japan, but it was going to be a race between
With
Punchy and Paul.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Place on Paul.
But yeah, I was surprised to see Punchy submit this. I was surprised that Ecdysis didn't submit this.
I think Punchy has the world record right now, that's why.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, he's been grinding for this game for some reason, so yeah.
I believe it was, from what I understood, there was a event many years ago where if Ecdysis got it into GDQ, Punchy would learn it, and if Punchy got ill bleed and Ecdysis learned ill bleed, and then I think Punchy just said, screw it, let's learn the game anyway.
Yeah, the whole reason why he submitted, like, you know, the ring tower and also this other game called Seven Mentions Ghastly Smile is because he mentioned saying that he wanted to speedrun like all of the horror games that came out on Dreamcast.
Yes, except for a little game called Blue Stinger.
Which I probably think he'll probably speedrun it soon. I don't know about it, but yeah.
He has no desire to do Blue Stinger because it's too long, and also you need an American copy apparently to run that game, according to the board, even though there is one solo Japanese run.
That's an actual goal.
Yes, or they might have removed it, maybe, but I do know that the Japanese version is fixed camera, whereas the North American version is the same camera system as Illbleed.
Wow, looking at Punchy submissions, most of them are just decent. Yeah.
You know, this is entirely me, but because I don't think it would get in anyway. And I'm kind of sad to see that he did not submit Withering Rooms, because I actually love that speedrun.
Withering Rooms is actually good, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Deadly Silence. I don't know if if they would take any form of RE1 OG, I think, but I don't know if, again, we mentioned Resident Evil 1 remake, which is pretty much all randomizers. Again, I think if they were to take remake, that race has a really good shot. But again, I don't know if they're going to want a rando because, I mean, I don't think they want too many randos. And that's just my opinion on it. Anybody else's thoughts on that?
I
I don't
mean,
even. I don't.
yeah,
Really
out of all the
thought about
randos,
that, yeah.
like I said before, survival horror is not exactly the most thrilling.
Yeah, I just don't
Mhm.
like randomizers on Resident Evil.
Yeah, because like for the most part, you can't even really do item randomization for a lot of survival horror games. So you end up just having randomized enemies, and that's not really all that interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, Room Rando sounds like a blast, honestly.
Yeah. Speaking of randos, The Legend of Zelda.
Ooh.
Oh
Ooh,
no!
boy.
Oh no!
Here's the thing about the Zelda submissions. We already know that Tears of the Kingdom is going to get in. They made so many memes at SGDQ about Tears of the Kingdom that we know that AGDQ is going to have Tears of the Kingdom. But then there's the really big problem. And what is the really big problem, you all ask?
Is it long? Oh no, it's not long.
No,
Okay.
it's not long at all. The really big problem is Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess. Both were just featured, but there's a really good race between two runners and possibly a third if one of the other runners can't make it, and it's really good. And Skyward Sword, as much as people are kind of on that game, the submission for Skyward Sword is a new face that has never been featured at a mainline GDQ as a runner. And so it's kind of like up in the air in that perspective. And of course, you know, there's OOT 3D, although two different runs. One is 100%, which is a 4.5 hour run. The other one is all dungeons and MST, which I totally forget what MST is. My apologies. And then you have regular OOT, Majora's Mask, and then some of the 2Ds.
How many? Okay, quick question. How many? How many Zelda games were accepted last GDQ?
That is a good question. I know that Twilight Princess. I'm now looking up the SGDQ schedule because I'm just like, let me check that. Provided this wants to let me check that because it keeps pulling up the Flame Fatale schedule, and I'm like, it's not what I'm looking for.
Because
One, two,
from what I can
three,
remember,
4,
it's
5,
two,
6.
right?
There were 6.
6?
6.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at a Majora's Mask randomizer right now.
Breath of the Wild, any percent blindfolded. Four Swords
Last
co-op.
SGQ.
Yep. Twilight
Mhm.
Princess, any percent.
Four
Majora's Mask,
Swords.
Blitz randomizer. Link Between Worlds, any percent, and Minish Cap, any percent.
Holy shit, they like the Zeldas.
Four
I mean, from
Swords.
what I understand, Zelda and Mario are the two big blocks.
Zelda, Mario,
Oh,
Metroid,
Pokemon too.
and Pokemon.
Oh, and Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, they always like the Nintendo games, so
Yeah.
so what I can say is that I'm not gonna touch it. I don't want to touch it with a stick. I think Tears of the Kingdom could actually will actually get in. Otherwise, all the other games I'm totally not too sure about whether or not they're gonna get accepted.
Mhm.
Yeah, other than that, like I don't want to poke it with a stick. I think Tears of the Kingdom will get in.
Yes,
I
Tears of the
don't know
Kingdom
how
is
many-
a definite.
Now I don't know how many Legend of Zelda games are they gonna accept.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm currently bringing up AGDQ to see that as well, and see what that was. Looks like Breath of the Wild was accepted. Ocarina of Time 3D. The satellite version of The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Link to the Past, were all accepted for AGDQ 23. So again, it's quite possible that all the games that I just said wouldn't get in, like your Twilight Princesses and your Skyward Swords and stuff. It's quite possible that they'll get in again because they like their Zeldas and
Mhm.
they like their Marios.
So I
And
actually
anything
have
Nintendo wise.
I actually have a pick that is a another like common accepted thing, but in a not common method. And that is the Mega Man 2 Atari remake.
Okay.
Oh. That might be like an awful block kind of thing though. It sounds like an awful block kind of thing, but otherwise,
It does. It does.
yeah.
But I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. You got those very not crisp Atari graphics and the very liney looking everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it sure is a game. But it's not quite as memey as, say, Mega Mem 2 was, or as bad as the DOS remakes. But it looks fun.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull it up here. Now, here's a question for everybody.
Okay.
Does Doom 2016 make a comeback?
No. If they have something new, sure. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
There actually has been a lot new since it was last on a GDQ.
Where was the last time it was on a GDQ though?
4 years ago or 2 years
yeah.
ago. No,
Well, it'll be 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was AGDQ 2020.
Yeah. But yeah, there's been a lot since then. And I would not be surprised considering how prevalent it was in the advertisements for last event.
I still think that probably Eternal would be more of a successor than Doom 2016 though. But who knows, honestly.
So the thing is, right, is Doom 2016, the only submissions are, from what I can see, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
100% and 100% Nightmare.
Yeah, so I don't think, yeah.
Aren't they long though? Like 3 hours
They're
long? One of them is 3 hours
2.5.
long. Yeah. I really don't expect it to get in. If they get in, like more power to it. But like, holy crap, I don't think like Doom 2016 would actually get in unless it's like any percent. You know, I think like any percent would actually make it in, but otherwise I just don't want to see. I don't want to see Doom 2016. I much rather want to see like Doom Eternal, because they put a lot of content on Doom Eternal and more than Doom 2016.
Last time that Doom Eternal was ran was SGDQ 2022.
Yeah, I know about that run.
So yeah, I don't know because I've not seen a ton of Doom runs, but I do know that I do know one of the runners who submitted, and you know, it seems like a fun run from what I've seen. But yeah, I feel like, you know, maybe it's time for it to come back. I don't know what everybody's feelings are with how long a game should be gone for. Obviously, Zelda and Mario games are the huge exceptions,
Mm-hmm.
and Pokemon.
Yeah, anytime the Nintendo games are like, yeah, it's like you would never know what's gonna be accepted, and like they would still accept it over like a game in a row kind of thing, you know, like fucking Metroid Dread, you know, it happened on SGDQ 2022 and AGDQ 2023, so they might do it like a, yeah, we're gonna put same game in a row for mainline, but I don't know, I just don't like the whole repeating kind of thing, like reoccurring like game.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to say because Nintendo is just very popular anyways, so
Yeah, I mean, it does bring in the money, and I mean, that's what they're there for. They're there to raise money for charity, right? So if it brings in the money, well, hello, Mario 64. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Or hello, Pokemon Blue, or what
How do y'all
have you.
feel? How do y'all feel about Pikmin 4?
it might get in. Yeah, it
Never
might get
played a
in.
Yeah.
Pikmin title.
Yeah, I haven't played Pikmin since like Pikmin
I have
2.
not. I have never played Pikmin, but like hearing about that, it might get in as well. You know, because
Yeah.
Nintendo.
I do feel that Pikmin 4 would get in because it just came out.
I kind of feel like any kind of Nintendo game that actually comes out like recently, they will put it into like the games list. I mean, like Super Mario Wonder is gonna come out, and someone's bound to submit Super Mario Wonder to the second phase of submission, and that might also get in as well. So they're gonna like pump a lot of like recent content, recent games into the games list. So saying Pikmin 4 might have a chance. So there's that.
And from what I'm seeing from these submissions, it's not too long of a run. It's just
So-
under an hour and a half.
Pikmin
Oh,
4
nice.
has this weird thing where technically the game has credits where the game doesn't actually end. That's why you have the difference between Rescue Olimar and Kurochi. There's like an entirely separate level before you actually finish the game. That's after the first credits.
Interesting.
So Rescue Olimar is just reaching those first credits. And the reason why Kurochi is so much longer is because there's a 50-floor cave. So yeah, I don't see Kurochi being a thing that would get in, but I do have some familiarity with the speedrun of Pikmin 4 because Erica and I have talked about maybe learning a co-op run, even though that's not a thing on their leaderboard. Dandori is always fun. Just it's soothing to watch just pure multitasking perfection and just watching the smooth operation of this 100-man army throughout the
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
But it does also have some sequence breaks, specifically because of Ochi. Because whenever you do a dash, you do like a little hop when you stop, or right as you start too. So you can actually make some jumps that aren't supposed to be possible and get to places a little early. I do think y'all are right in that it's probably a shoe-in just because it's Pikmin, but I do also think that I think it would be fun to see too.
It
Mhm.
will be if they accept it anyways. I mean, there's a lot of good games that came out this year as well, and like there's a lot of like movement based games that actually came out this year that could potentially be in oh my god, what the fuck? Wait, could potentially be in GDQ, honestly. I think one of the games that I'm looking at the moment is like Viewfinder. I mean, I mentioned about Viewfinder, really cool game, really cool skips as well. I like Viewfinder as a game as well. I think that game might get in as well because even one of the runners, one of the submitters of Viewfinder is the GDQ Games Committee, so they might have a bias on that. But honestly, if they have a bias on that, then rip. Otherwise, I think
Mhm.
like Viewfinder is a really good, cool game. Really cool puzzle game that involves like involves the environment. It's somewhat like that one game that I
Superliminal.
Superliminal, yeah. So
Yeah.
they might also accept that as well. Um, yeah, I'm looking at like other submissions as well. Uh, looking at
Can I do
long
a real
too.
quick anti pick?
Go.
Okay.
So I do think that this game has a good chance of getting in, but just something that stuck out to me that nobody should ever do when submitting for any marathon, not just GDQ. Lies of P.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Oh
the
yeah, we talked
wrong
about this.
submission
Yes,
period.
yes.
Don't submit a game before it comes out.
Oh.
That is why there is a second submission period. Yeah, the game probably has a good chance of getting in. I'm not really sure what the speed tech for that game is looking like at the moment, but
I don't
do
even think the
not
boards
submit
are
a
open
game
yet.
that is they
Yeah,
don't open until the
even
5th.
even when they said no, they mentioned this in the description as well. I think
Yeah.
if you see the description isn't out yet, and how the fuck would you know if it's gonna be like what
3:30
1 hour?
estimate. Are you
3:30
sure?
estimate? Yeah, sure.
Are you
No.
sure?
That's a disqualification already. But the problem afterwards is that do they disqualify it for second submission as well, solely because of that guy who
That's
submitted Liza P?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think they will. They might not take that particular person's submission for second submission.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But I no, they won't get rid of the game.
that's just premature, honestly. But like, you know, it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just like why would you do that? They told you there's going to be a second submission period. Why would you submit it through the first period? And I don't remember the rules for first period because I think
God,
Armored
I just think that they wanted to like see whether or not Liza P is gonna get in. It's like if Liza P gets in, it's like, oh yes, I am now the power submitter. When you have like fucking Distortion, who's actually like routing and
yeah.
speedrunning the game at the moment, and we do not know how long the game is gonna be like at the moment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I mean, yeah, the leaderboard doesn't even open until October 5th.
Because the other game that I think messed up its submission was Armored Core 6, because I think that was supposed to be set for second submission. I could be wrong.
It is.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
It
it
is.
So yeah, because there's a bunch of Armored Core 6 submissions.
I'm
and it's
gonna
like,
just say this. I'm gonna laugh if someone actually submits Super Mario RPG Remaster to second submission, because that game is not gonna come out until like a month later.
So the rule of
yeah.
thumb for second submission period is if it comes out like a few weeks before the end of first submission, it's good for second submission.
I might submit one game for second submission if I could actually learn the speedrun of it.
Hey, I'm submitting
Mhm.
Squirrel Stapler. It's not
Oh.
gonna get in, but I'm submitting it.
Actually, Super Mario RPG Remake might be able to do it because its second submission period is November 20th to the 27th, and
Wait, what?
Mario RPG is the 17th of November.
Oh wait, what? I thought it was like after. Oh,
That is a really tight deadline.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's tight.
Mhm.
Maybe it's gonna be like 2 hours long, 3 hours long, like the original one. No worries.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh, holy shit! So they're having, no, wait. So they're only accepting like a few games as well because like the second period's schedule will be released 3 days after the end of the second submission period as well.
Yeah, so part of that is going to be because they already have basically a schedule of the first.
Yeah,
submission
yeah, yeah,
period,
yeah.
so,
But
yeah, very
like,
few acceptances.
how many? I okay. I'm gonna say minimum 5. 5 games will be accepted.
So here's the thing too, right? They're definitely going to be looking for specific games in the second submission.
Of course, yes.
Like they're gonna go in with an idea of these are the games that we want.
Mm-hmm.
And the second submission period is just going to be like who submitted and who's going to be the best showcase for the games that we want.
Mm-hmm. And again,
That's why
Alan
I'm like
Wake...
Squirrel Stapler's not going to get in, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm probably gonna try to do my submission if I could actually learn how to speedrun the game. The one that I'm trying to learn is Fear the Spotlight. It's a really nice game.
because
Play that game so
the
much.
games
It's
that are
good.
the
Yeah, I wanna play it
games
too.
that are coming out in October are Detective Pikachu, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Lords of the Fallen, Spider-Man 2, Sonic Superstars, Mario Wonder, Alone in the Dark. Wait, Alone in the
No,
did
Alone in the Dark is January now.
Yeah.
Yeah, January now, and Alan
Yeah.
Wake 2, as well as Ghost Runner.
Ghost Runner 2?
Yeah, is apparently October 26th.
Oh gosh.
I'm pretty sure if they want to try to like push it forward, it's mostly gonna be the Nintendo games instead.
Mhm.
I actually disagree.
Maybe okay. Maybe one Nintendo game, but otherwise, I feel like maybe they might want to push Nintendo games though.
I think there's so many old Nintendo games that are a definite people are going to enjoy this that they're going to go ahead and pick the Nintendo games that they want, and I think that they're going to do more of the
Now,
general
this
mainstream
is the
releases.
other question that I would want to bring out as well. How many Kaizo games are going to be like accepted as well? Since you mentioned about like Super
Mhm.
Mario, like retro Super Mario games, how many Kaizo games will be accepted? Because Kaizo games are gonna be like one Kaizo game is gonna get accepted anyways, depending on
Mhm.
who's gonna be in for a Kaizo game. There's a lot of Kaizo games out there as well.
Yeah,
Kaizo game.
and the like Super Mario Kaizo, because one of the problems that Punchy actually brought up when looking through his list is the fact that people call Kaizo, like, they don't mention that it's Super Mario, like it's a Super
they
Mario
don't mention
World
it
Kaizo.
as a Kaizo until like if you search it up, it's like, oh, it's a Kaizo. Fuck that, man. I'm not gonna like choose it, or I'm not gonna like talk about it because hell, Kaizo's just hard and people have the skill for it. Yes, people can showcase it, but like which one it will get in? I mean, last GDQ, the very obvious one that got in was the Grand Pooh Bears game anyway. Grand Pooh Bears
Mhm.
like Kaizo game that got in anyways. All the other Kaizo game just didn't make it because Grand Pooh Bear is like the big name for anything Mario, and he submitted a Kaizo
Mhm.
game.
Because the game specifically that came up in Punchy's look was Luminescent, they called it Luminescent, and then in the description, it's a Kaizo mod for Super Mario World, and it's like, then say that it's Super Mario Kaizo Luminescent. It's like, don't call it Luminescent because
It's dumb. It's dumb.
If I'm not paying attention and I see Luminescent, I'm like, oh, that's a
Oh, it looks like
new
a
game.
It looks like a cool game. Yeah. Oh wait, it's a Super Mario Kai. Yeah, they don't specify that it's a Kaizo game until you read it that it's a Kaizo game, and then you'll be like,
yeah.
oh, fuck off, man. Like, I don't know if your Kaizo game is gonna get in, but like, I'm pretty much like certain that if a guy who's gonna be very popular and they submit a Kaizo game, I think your Kaizo game is gonna get fucked a lot.
Based on searching up Kaizo in the list, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The one of them's Rocket League Kaizo.
Yeah, one of them is a Rocket League Kaizo.
But they say it's Rocket League. The other one is Mini Kaizo Bros 3, and I'm like, just call it Super Mario Brothers 3 Kaizo. And
yeah, I see
it's
the
like
chain reaction one too.
Yeah, and it's like chain reaction, and it says it's a Kaizo style Super Mario World fan game, and I'm like, so does that mean it's fucking Mario? And then if you keep reading, all levels allow Mario, and it's like, just call it Super Mario Kaizo. Like,
I actually, now that I'm looking at that, I hate that wording because it makes it sound like somebody like built it from scratch.
I thought it would be a new game. Like every time when I look at the GDQ schedule, like for the past couple of like times that I looked at it, I looked through every single submission.
Like a
for the
ROM
past
hack and a
year.
fan game are two very different things.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, it looks like a nice game. And then you look at the leaderboards, it's like, wait, that's a Kaizo game? And then, like, you read the submission, like, you read the description afterwards, like, ROM hack, Kaizo, like, oh my god, I don't want to see another Kaizo game, but whatever.
And then, like, Mini Kaizo Bros 3, it's a fan-made Kaizo game, and it's like, no, it's a ROM hack. It's not a fan-made Kaizo game means that they made the assets and made it Kaizo style.
Yeah, so I honestly would think that, you know, if there's a Kaizo game, the one that could get in is the one who's popular, like super popular. Otherwise, I have no idea if like your Kaizo game will get in. I'm gonna be very mean to say this. I don't want to see your Kaizo games ever because I don't think it's interesting. I just think that yes, there's skill involved. Yes, there's RNG involved. Yes, it's cool. I just don't want to see it. That's how strict I am.
Yeah, I'm not nearly that strict. What I will say though is, I feel like if you're going to have a ROM hack in a marathon setting, especially a Kaizo ROM hack, it needs to be one that's semi-consistent. Because that one year when Mitch did the ROM hack and finished like 30 minutes ahead of pace, that throws a huge wrench into a lot of things.
Yeah, it's kind of just like
yeah, it great. You got a 20-minute world record. That's phenomenal. That's very bad for a marathon setting.
So that's why I just whatever. I think we should skip that topic right now because I'm gonna get so triggered with Kaizo.
That's fair. My controversial opinion is that if your run takes longer to set up than for you to play, no, you shouldn't.
That is not a controversial take. That is just a criteria of being chosen.
Because, like, you know, there are a couple like 5-minute runs and I'm like, wait, doesn't it take 7 minutes to set up a game? Why would you, like, again, if your run takes longer to set up than to play it, that just seems like a waste of time to me.
Yeah, so like we mentioned PN earlier with Swordfish, and like that is very much the exclusion to the rule, and you can definitely tell that it's only because they knew it was going to be really funny.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's just a minute run, but the estimate was 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
even like PS5 simulator, and I really love PS5 simulator. It's not on the submissions, but if you go watch Swordfish's run up a PS5 simulator, he has to restart the game in the middle of it, and it's like a 2 minute run. Like
Mhm.
those
Yeah, like
assumptions are okay,
generally speaking, I feel like it's safe to say that a run needs to be at least 10 minutes to really be good for a marathon.
unless it's funny.
Mhm.
Unless you could actually bring in the viewers and be like, "Hello guys, this game cool," and then you run game and then everyone laughs at it. And cool
Yeah.
beans.
It has to
Mhm.
be extremely entertaining to make it in
Yeah.
at last.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of them that I hate to say this. One of the submissions that I'm hoping that it will get in is CBT. The title CBT. It's weird, but it's a marble game.
Mhm.
Okay. How I'm oh, it's got dots. Of course it's Teddy.
CBT. Yes.
Of course it's Teddy.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
It's a silly ma- marble game that is like, what is it, 30 minutes? Yeah, like
Yeah.
cool. I like that game.
Mhm. Yeah. And it really depends how I don't know what goes into the decision process. Obviously, they put some long runs on in the middle of the night because again, they do have
Actually, yeah, what's the
172
longest
hours.
run in in the submissions?
I believe it's that 6.5 hour run for Shenmue, I believe.
Wait, really?
I think so.
This has got to be like the most amount of submissions that. No, there's like, well, I would say like the only submission. I've always seen like 7, 8, 9 hours. I've never seen under 7 hours before. Holy crap!
There's
I
a
mean,
Banjo Tooie 100% under 4 hours.
No, that's usual for Banjo
Yeah.
Tooie because
Yeah.
they usually do that.
Yeah.
that's another game I don't think that's coming back because they just did it at HGDQ. Was Banjo Kazooie 1? Because again, it was just at SGDQ. I'm Unfortunately, there's no way to sort by time.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
literally
so
just
I really
scrolling
just
through
don't know.
looking.
That's why I'm like, if that's the only submission that is like over, well, if that's the only submission that is like 6 hours.
Oh,
it's not-
no, Plants vs Zombies 100% is 8 hours.
That sure is a pick.
Yeah.
I think Plant vs Zombies on 80% will be better than 100%, honestly.
I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to sit there for 8 hours watching Plants vs Zombies.
Maybe
to
on
be
the
fair.
nighttime shift, sure. But
I don't
I
even think of that.
honestly want to say that Plants vs Zombie is actually a really good speed run though. Like
Mhm.
I really do want to see Plants vs Zombie on GDQ as like an any percent. But I don't know because you have other big games like the RPG games that would take as much time as well, and people would like to see it. People like to see RPG games as a speed run.
And the longest run ever done at a GDQ period was 5 hours 35 minutes, and that was a 100% co-op relay at AGDQ 2016 for Majora's Mask.
Interesting. Even the Final Fantasy relay was shorter than that.
Really? I
Apparently
thought
so.
that was one was not. Wait, really? Huh. Okay.
At least I think, because
I know one has 9 hours, and that's about it.
because you can, according, and again, this is according to GDQ VODs, and you can sort by time, and that's what comes in first place. I could be wrong.
Yeah, isn't that the Final Fantasy relay that had one runner who got banned?
Oh wow.
Yeah, the controversy was that he had like some I don't remember, like some weird pronouns, and then people
Oh,
were not
wait.
liking the pronouns.
No, Final Fantasy 9 relay was 9 hours, 29 minutes, 42 seconds, and that was AGDQ 2019. I guess
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
looking at a random list.
If that's Losbelheim's run, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the 9-hour run.
There was also another 9-hour run of 8 at 2020.
Really? Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta look.
It was the same trio as well.
Huh?
Yeah.
I want to say no way, but no way.
I don't know what to tell you, but that's what it was. But yeah, almost 9.5 hours was the longest run at GDQ, as far as I am aware.
Interesting. But yeah.
I don't know if I can check every GDQ all at once and be like, here's a giant thing, and then, oh wait, maybe if I hit the all games button, it'll show me every game period on. No, that's just gonna show me that. Never mind. Let's see what series. Oh wow, Super Metroid has the most runs at a GDQ period.
That is unsurprising.
With 30 runs, followed by Ocarina of Time, Super Mario World, SM64, SM3, as in Super Mario Brothers 3, Link to the Past, and then Celeste at 18.
Wow. Celeste has been out for a very short amount of time to have 18 runs. Dang.
Indeed. But that's including like all GDQ events, so the Fatales events, the GDQX, that's like everything.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's so many games that like it's on the on here, and honestly, I really want to see a lot of them, but it's so hard to pinpoint which one will get in and which one will not get in. Like, I love horror. I think like games like Outlast Trials could really be a good run to watch, or even like the Ring Terrace Realm, or even like Typing of the Dead as well. I think Typing of the Dead hasn't been shown in a while. The last time it was shown, I think, is an online one. But yeah, there's a lot of games that it's like very interesting to watch as well. Just that is so crammed and.
Yeah, AGDQ 2022 was the last time that Typing of the Dead.
There's a lot of good shit. I'm looking at the list at the moment. Looking at the submissions at the moment. There's a lot of good shit.
Yeah, and
we barely scratched the surface on like every single one of them as well, because there's other like games that are very underrated or even like niche. We haven't even seen any of them yet. Like someone even fucking submitted Uno or Scrabble.
What the hell?
Literally.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, there's an Uno, there's a Scrabble.
I think the most surprising thing when it came to the list for me was sports games. I'm like, does anybody want to watch a football game?
Oh yeah, someone submitted a goddamn Madden. Yeah.
Yeah.
NHL 94.
Yeah, that's a 5-player relay or 5-player co-op, I believe. That NHL 94.
And NCAA football 2005.
Oh wait, it's Super Nintendo. Yeah, multi-tap. So that's how that would work with the NHL 94, and it is a 10-minute run. But again, I'm like, does anybody want to see like a Super Nintendo hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing with Saturn Bomberman as well. It's like, I think, like Saturn Bomberman, it's like, do you have 10 players? Then it's kind of like, you know,
Yep.
it's, and I found it very interesting that they selected, or that people submitted fighting games, because I'm like, fighting games don't last that long, and as cute as a niche as playing Pepsi Man in Fighting Vipers, it's like, eh, or something like that.
Yeah, at that point, I would rather just have Pepsi Man again.
Yeah, and also it has to be the Japanese version as well, because the North American version does not have Pepsi Man. Fun fact. Yeah, and things like that. I don't know if something like Tomb Raider, maybe the original Tomb Raider trilogy games have a shot now, since they announced the remasters coming out in February. So maybe there's like some hype around those, so they'll bring those in. But it's just like, damn, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on any of this, Renzi?
The Tomb Raider?
Or like anything that I just talked about, like fighting games or Tomb Raider getting in? Yeah.
Tomb Raider would be pretty sweet to see. I'm looking at the
Mhm.
submissions right now.
Mhm.
It's a lot of the classics too. I own the games. I just haven't played the classic ones. It's more of the reboot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I played those.
Hey, so you know how we were talking about how races make games more appealing to be accepted?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I just found one that I feel like shows the exact opposite.
Let's see. Let's hear it.
We're
Animal
getting some
Crossing.
roboting.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing City Folk, the Golden Net.
Wait,
Oh.
how does that work?
So the Golden Net in City Folk you unlock by catching every single bug for the collection, which, as its own standalone run, that sounds actually fucking great for like a comfy block. Like I would love that. That sounds like the worst race imaginable.
Yeah, they had to pull the whole run by commentary if they were to try to do that.
And it's like guaranteed to be like you're going to have the longest of the two times. So it's
Yeah.
something that is like near 100% RNG like that. I would much rather that just be a solo submission.
I just don't. Yeah, sometimes I don't understand, like, why would you want to race in a game that, like, it just doesn't seem to have the appeal for it, but it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I think they do a very good job of selling it in their description, though, because like there is actually quite a bit that you could talk about with trying to manipulate the optimal RNG. There's still going to be a ton of RNG, which is why it's terrible for a race. But I think that you could sell this, and I think they did do a good job of trying to sell it.
And maybe it might get in because of that, which is
I don't
fine,
think it will
but
get in because they only submitted it as a race.
Yeah.
Another submission that I don't think would get in is the Sonic Jam, because it is 6 minutes. Plus the fact that you need a Saturn for it. It's like, so you're setting up a Saturn, and to play a 6-minute game. As cool as that is, it's like, dude, why?
They I don't know. They're gonna do anything for it. I mean, 6 minutes of fame.
Like I think
I'm
if
very surprised that there's a lot of games that are under an hour for this submission so far.
It's
Mhm.
it's actually a little wild because I remember looking through the submission list for last event, and there were
A lot of the
many
games were over an
so
hour.
many long submissions. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them were over an hour or even like over 2 hours. That's why I was like so shocked that like the longest one, the longest category that they have like we have is 6 hours because they have like other or like 8 hours I guess, but there were other like submissions that were like 6 hour submissions, 8 hour submissions. One of them was even a 12-hour submission for some reason.
12 hours. Oh my
Yeah, on SGDQ, I have no idea why, but sure. And this one just seems pretty stale for some reason, but also at the same time, like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm seeing a lot of like shorter submissions now. For now,
Mhm.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe people think they have a better chance if their run is shorter
Shorter.
than longer.
well, yeah, but also at the same time, um, you know, it's an on-site slash. Oh yeah, the online. Oh, I had to mention about this as well. The online submission, the online acceptance is very little now, so it could
Mhm.
be 10 runs that could get submitted. I mean, that could get accepted. Could be it's gotta be less than 20 runs now. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be less than 20.
I would say, yeah, almost guaranteed. They
Yeah.
are definitely looking to cut it down quite a bit because that.
I would say maximum 20 runs with 5 runs in separate blocks as like online blocks. But otherwise, like I know for a fact that because Brian is it Brian Otto? No, Emerlin, Emerlin. He mentioned saying that they're gonna cut down on online submission acceptance. So it's also one of the reasons why I submitted it as on site as well, which stab in the heart. If I get in, the
Mhm.
good
And
luck to
it's
me.
hard to say because maybe in 2025 they'll just forego having it, right? Having online submissions. I know that there was that thing where it's like maybe we'll have more online events, but it's still kind of like, who knows?
I don't think they'll get rid of the online
I don't.
segments.
Yeah,
I just think
the
that
only
they'll limit
reason.
it to like 1 or 2 blocks.
Yeah, the only reason for it is not because it's just COVID restrictions. It's more like you have a lot more international runners that people want to like showcase and stuff like that, and they like it's hard for them to travel. Like people like Punchy doesn't want to travel to GDQ anymore because of the cost of it, and
Mhm.
it's completely understandable. That's why he wanted to try to do it online instead of on site. But
Speaking of which,
yeah, go.
Punchy in Discord talked about the cost of like attending GDQ in America versus RTA in Japan and all that. And do you know how mad I got when I saw how much it cost for him to fly to and from America for GDQ?
Wasn't it like 500?
It is barely more expensive than it costs for me to go to GDQ from Mississippi.
Mm-mm.
Ouch. Like
Was
one thing
it,
I
wasn't it
know.
like 500 or something or 800? If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember.
Yeah, he said about 500, I think.
Yeah. Mine is a lot worse.
I could believe that, yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about the cost of the how far I have to go from here to now they changed it to Pittsburgh, and it's like kill me right now.
But yeah, for me, by myself, from Mississippi to get to Pittsburgh and back is on a budget airline, $350 minimum.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
I wonder how
Wait,
much it is from
what?
LA to over there.
Because from what I've been told, since I'm in ye old Canada, it's like $2,000 to do GDQ, and I'm like to do one
$2,000?
GDQ. Yeah, $2,000, and I'm like, Dude, I don't fucking want to spend $2,000 to fucking sit in a hotel for a week.
See, here's the thing though. You can actually like find a date where you can, like like 3 to 4 days, you can just be there and then just hop on
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
First
that's the
GDQ
thing
we
that
went
I
to, we stayed for 3 days, and that was
yeah,
it.
that's the thing that I did with my like when I went to like ESA Winter, like back in 2020. I just only stayed there for like a couple of days and then I just left because it's much more cheaper than it is. But the cost for me right now for like the cost for me for now is gonna be way more expensive because like I'm just gonna try it out as well. I mean, I always say that like if I get a game into GDQ, I'm gonna try my best just to get there anyways. Even if the cost is like way too much money, as you can tell.
Like, I just looked up how much a flight from Toronto to Pittsburgh is, and it's like $588.
I don't even
minimum.
want to talk about the cost that my flight is because
By the way, for any Americans in the chat,
If you're planning on attending AGDQ, Southwest still has their WoW 50% off select flights. It was supposed to end Thursday. It's still going on. They extended it. I'm pretty sure today might be the last day. But if you're planning on going to GDQ, definitely look up flights right now because it's probably going to be the cheapest you see.
And yeah, and then God knows how much hotel. Like, again, from what I was told by other Canadians that go, if they're soloing a room, it's
It's a lot of money.
$2,000.
Yeah,
and
never
it's just,
never solo the room if you can help it.
That's why
it's-
I kind of make a plea to Schmumbler. If I actually go to GDQ, I'm gonna stay with him.
Yeah, it's like $120 a night for a room.
Yeah,
Which, granted, usually the location, there's other hotels that are like right next to it that you can stay at for a lot less.
so yeah, because like I want to try to cut cost, but also at the same time, I don't want to fucking tire myself if I were to go to Pittsburgh or to America. That's why the closest that I want to that I want GDQ to be at is actually in like LA or something like that.
Yay!
It's easier. It's easier for me, but like
I know. I could just
if
take
it's
the
like
bus.
okay, I'm gonna mention about this. If it's like $2,000 for a flight, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind if it's $2,000 over a flight. It costs like $2,000 to $5,000 for me to actually go to Pittsburgh. But the problem afterwards is the layovers that I have to suffer because like you can have 1, 2, 3 layovers, but I'm gonna suffer as well.
Yeah. And for shits and giggles, I just looked up a flight from Toronto to Tokyo, and it's like, sure, it's 3 times the amount, but at least I'm going to Japan and not fucking Pittsburgh. What the fuck does Pittsburgh have?
Hits.
Hits and burgers. Pittsburghs. But yeah, like I'm still gonna try, because the problem is that like, you will never know when GDQ is gonna take away the whole online submission period stuff because yeah, it's meant to be like for an on-site thing, but it's gonna be time wise. Time will tell when they actually are gonna take it away. I hope they don't, and I really wish they don't. If they do though, that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I really doubt they will.
Yeah, if they don't, that's a good thing. If they think about it, then yes.
Yeah. And so it's just what it is. Getting back to the list here for submissions. Obviously there's Mario. Kaizo argument aside, um, you know, I feel I honestly don't know what would get in from a Mario game perspective, because we've seen Odyssey, we've seen Mario 64, we've seen Sunshine. Obviously, Wonder has a good shot, but
We've seen everything.
yeah,
Mhm.
in the panel's opinion, what Mario game is getting in
Actually,
to?
like as I'm watching the stream at the moment, I have a weird question.
Mhm.
Was there any blindfold runs on last?
There are several blindfold runs.
No, on last SGDQ.
Oh yeah, the bonus game was.
The bonus
It was
game.
a Zelda game, I think.
Is it Zelda? It's not run by Bubsy, right? Is it Bubsy?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Bubsy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know if they're gonna accept another blindfold game, more
Yeah,
or
it
less
was Breath of
another
the Wild blindfold.
yeah, more or less another VR game as well.
Blindfold runs are popular enough. I definitely think that they'll take it up.
Yeah, they'll take like at least one of them, but afterwards like VR games as well. Are they gonna accept another VR game? And then are they gonna accept another? Was there a mobile game on last GDQ? I
In
feel
fact,
there's one.
there's an Ocarina of Time any percent blindfolded, and I think that that is probably going to be the one that gets picked.
Yeah, that seems like it.
I feel like that's
Mhm.
that's one mobile game that got in as well. What was it?
See, the hard thing when you're looking through the old schedules is VR games are still listed as PC, so it's really hard to find them.
Yeah. Like even like oh god. Even like, Metal Gear
I-
Solid Mobile could actually get in as well because it's on a Nokia N95.
according to GDQ VODs, there hasn't been a mobile game since 2020.
Oh, that I know because the last time it happened was I want to say Stickman, whatever the Stickman game was, wasn't that the mobile game? Or there's another mobile game. I just don't remember what it is. Maybe it's not Cat Quest. I know it's not Cat Quest. It's something else.
Or wait, not 20. It was Flame Fatales 2022 had 2 mobile games on it. And they were both rhythm games.
Yeah, that was that's the. I mean, that's expected, but I mean, like, mainline, like, which what game was?
AGDQ
Yeah,
2021
what's the
was Tails
mainline?
Beat. It was a Sonic the Hedgehog game, apparently.
Huh? Really? Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So AGDQ 2021 was the last time a mobile game showed up, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was Tails Beat the Game. And then AGDQ 2020 had Super Cat Bros any percent.
That's the one, Super Cat Bros.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think another mobile game could get in other than like if they really, really want to show off like a silly game or like a very awful game, then probably Metal Gear Solid Mobile will get in. You know, and Nokia N95. Other than that, like, blindfold run one will get in. VR game, I don't know if there's a VR Quest 2. Let me see. Cactus
the
Cowboy Land VR. Wait. Oh no. I was about to say something. No. Nope.
it looks like
Oh,
Half-Life
Moz is a
Alyx.
good run. I forgot about Moz. Moz is a really
yes.
nice run as well on VR as well. Probably that might have a really good chance of getting in as well as a VR game. I also I remembered is it 2 VR games that got in last year? Yeah, last SGDQ. One of them was Half-Life Alyx. The other one was something else. I know there's 2 VR games, unless that's one.
I don't know how I would look that up.
Yeah.
Because when I tried typing in VR on GDQ VODs, it doesn't allow me to search under that term for some unknown reason, and I'm just like, oh,
I'm way back, way back machine time. But yeah, like I only can see like a really good submission right now. It's just literally Moss. I think Asuka's run on Moss is actually really good,
mm-hmm.
and she did it on Flame Fatales. I think it's Flame Fatales, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really good run. I enjoyed it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check on the hold on, games list.
Do any of y'all have any like selfish picks, games that you don't think will get in, but that you really want to get in?
My games, of course. No, I'm joking. But I just really want to see a lot more horror games, honestly. Like, yeah, I just want to see more horror games. That's it. I think more horror games is actually better, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Other than that, let me think.
So, like for example, my selfish pick is musical Daredevil with Morrowind. Because I know Morrowind was just done in 2019, but I love Morrowind speedruns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just say this. My like selfish pick is The Witness. I just love that game so much. And The Witness is like it's a really good speed run. You have like a lot of good speed tech on The Witness, and it's a beautiful game. I want to see The Witness
Mm-hmm.
game, and the last time it was showcased was 2016.
Okay. So, question on
That
that. There are
yeah.
two submissions. One of them is a zero lasers run.
Zero lasers is just like insane as well. Because
And
I
then
think that's
there's
clipping. I think.
and then there's seven lasers and all lasers. I'm assuming seven lasers is like the any percent before zero lasers was found.
Mhm.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think 7 lasers would be cool to see again. Uh, all lasers is really cool as well. Zero laser is just absolutely insane as well. But
Okay, so you know
know.
what? I'm actually a little more curious now because I'm looking and the zero lasers run
I think they
is
clipped of it.
slower
Like
than the
it's clipped,
seven
right?
lasers run.
I think because it's clips. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how the clips work in the zero laser, but like because you the premise of the game is that you have to have like lasers in order for you to power up this mountain top, and then like you can go in and then like just like I don't know, you do a bunch of puzzles, there's a lift, and then the lift brings you up. That's it. But like Zero Laser just probably like a clip or something. I haven't watched Zero Laser in a while, so I don't remember a lot of it. But like I remembered like Seven Laser like really clearly because I know someone who actually runs that game, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
really cool game, and I really wanted the Witness to actually come back anyways.
Mhm.
That
I'm
and
really curious why that estimate is 20% or 20
20%, 20
minutes
minutes.
because it appears to be a less than 5 minute run.
I think it's more or less because of the clips. I think that is pretty hard, and it's not like seven whatever it is, seven laser, because seven laser is more on like the glitchless category, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just pulled up the guy who submitted for GDQ. I pulled up
The bot. Yeah.
their newest PB. And the first thing that you hear is just a sigh of frustration as they restart the game.
Uh,
Hard and angrily.
of course, but yeah.
Mhm.
But other than that, like the other, I don't know if anyone actually submitted this. The Talos Principle.
The what?
The Talos Principle. I don't know if anyone actually submitted the Talos Principle.
No, I don't think so.
No, no one
Oh
did.
my god. Talos Principle is a really good game. I love that game so much. Honestly, because the Talos Principle 2 is coming up as well. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty certain that someone out there is gonna be someone out there is gonna be submitting the Talos Principle 2 to the second period submission.
When does
second
Talos Principle
Mhm.
2 come out?
In November, I think. Is it November? November. I want to say in the start of November.
November 2nd.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's a really, really good game, and I just love puzzle games.
Puzzle game speedruns are underrated. They really
Yeah.
are.
The other game that like no one really submitted it, and I'm really sad that no one submitted it, and I'm hoping that someone would submit this game in the future. It's called Taigi. Taigi.
Yes.
It's
No,
like
I agree with you. I'm surprised that's not.
yeah,
Why does that sound so
2D
familiar?
It's a 2D witness game. A 2D
Yeah.
the witness game. It's beautiful as fuck. And I'm surprised that no one actually submitted that game because it's very fast paced as well. I love like these kind of atmospheric environmental puzzle games, honestly.
Yeah, so it takes the same concept of having like the tile-based, like cable-based puzzle solving.
Yep.
But it doesn't have Jonathan Blow in it. So it's automatically
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
pretty
there's a lot of like really interconnectedness throughout the world. It's a really beautifully done puzzle game. I love it.
Yeah. So
Oh, nice.
I'm so disappointed that Taiji didn't get like how you say submitted, but I'm hoping someday that someone would actually submit that game. I'm not gonna run it anyways. I'm very bad
Mhm.
at running like these kind of games, especially like me wanting to run the witness. I just like I blank. I'm gonna leave like a blank in my mind because like legit you have to memorize like 100 puzzles, and those 100 puzzles are like they're not how do you say they're not random at all, but like you have to memorize all these puzzles, and even like the ones that you have to like a far away kind of like puzzle, you have to just like put your cursor on it and then just draw the fucking thing from far away. It's so hard. I that's my selfish pick.
I'm gonna say a very silly thing here.
Okay.
I think The Witness is one of the games that would have a better chance of being accepted if you did the randomizer.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Because like it's so good, and like the puzzles in that game is just mind-blowing as well. I mean, you gotta have someone who's like very well diverse in the puzzles, because there's plenty. I think Beep Salt actually played that game before, so like yeah. I mean, you would agree.
Let's not talk about that experience.
Yeah, she would agree that like the puzzles in that game is super hard as well, and frustrating as well. And like for if I were to see like a speedrunner who could do all these puzzles, like the it's like the 5-minute puzzle or the 5-minute gauntlet in the Witness, where every puzzle is actually randomized, and then you have to actually finish that room in under 5 minutes because of the puzzle being so randomized. I just like that game so much.
The Witness is one of those games where the game itself is phenomenal, and it just got ruined by
I have 3 selfish picks, guilty picks, whatever we want to call them. And they are Bayonetta 2, Skyward Sword, and Sly Cooper Coindo. Because
Coindo?
Coindo is fucking ridiculous, and that runner has been putting in so much work. And also, I'm biased because I'm friends with two of them and somewhat familiar with the Bayonetta 2 runner. Also, all three of these have been guests on the podcast before. But you know, Coindo, it's like here's 100%, but you can't pick up any coins. It's a very volatile run. It's got a very hard shot of getting in, but I want it in because
it's been
it's so
showcased recently, if I'm not
interesting.
mistaken.
Because you can't pick up
The
a single
first Sly
damn
Cooper has
coin,
been
and if you do, you have to restart the level, not the entire run, because obviously that would be too much chaos.
yeah, the first Sly Cooper has been showcased before
So-
already, and it's like super fucking recent as well.
Yeah.
I really want to see it again. That's the problem. The only like bigger like the better chance of Sly Cooper getting in is like Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, which whatever episode it is, episode 1, episode 2.
I feel like that's not gonna be a good pick though, because
It's not a good pick, but that's a better pick because Sly Cooper, the first Sly Cooper game has been showcased like way too many times already.
Yes,
You know?
that's the other thing too, is that it was just in SGDQ and I think AGDQ as well. I think.
Yeah, so it's like no, AGDQ was no, SGDQ was actually I think the second game, or is this the second game or the third game? Because I remembered it being an episode and that's about it. I don't remember, but like it's one episode. It sucks because like after the first Sly Cooper game, all the other Sly Cooper games and speedruns, any percent are like 5 hours.
It
which
was
sucks
all
ass.
keys at SGDQ 2023, and I lied. It was not at 2022.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
not 2022.
2019, then it was 2020, and then it was 2023. And
Was it not
Frost Fatales.
2021? I remembered it being 2021, but sure.
No, 2021.
2021 was Fatales.
Oh,
No,
okay.
No,
Wait.
it wasn't. Not Sly Cooper 1.
Oh no, I'm
Oh, okay.
sorry. My mind has already jumped forward to Bayonetta.
Oh, Bayonetta, yes.
Anyways, Bayonetta, I'm just gonna say that like Gala's a really cool runner. That's about it. I would be very biased about it, and I would say like I hope Gala gets in again, but
my
depending on, like-
selfish pick was the other runner.
A variety
Oh
pick.
no!
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Was variety.
Wait, you said
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2. Oh wait,
Yes.
yeah. True.
She has both 2 and 3,
Mm-hmm.
Infinite Climax.
which is hardest difficulty.
Yep.
I'm
I'm impressed
really
that
don't mind
that the Infinite Climax is a lower estimate.
It's
than-
because of the
than Gala's
character.
Hard. Gotcha.
Gala's probably using Bayonetta. Variety's using her mother.
Oh, okay, that
Yes.
makes sense then. But yeah, I for me, I just like I say, I think Gala's a cool runner. I have not a lot of like how you say it, like I don't really interact with Variety a lot. I think they're a cool person, a cool individual, but like I'm just pretty biased with Gala.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this
And-
kind of just shows me how few people I know, because I don't think I've ever heard of a variety pack.
They ran in Frame Fatales a lot. If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. Yeah.
They did at Frost Fatales. They had Bioshock, Skyward Sword HD, and they had something else, didn't they? And they did Valhalla at Flame Fatales.
I like that game.
Yeah, they run a lot of games on Frame Fatales, if I'm not mistaken, and I think the mainline GDQ.
Cool.
I don't think they've ever done a mainline.
They never done
GDQ.
mainline, really? Hold on.
I don't believe so. No, they did Flame Fatales 2022, which was Bayonetta 2, any percent Rosa Easy.
Valhalla,
Harp.
Bioshock.
Heart
Oh, yeah, holy
Percent
fuck.
and Bioshock Infinite, and for whatever reason, GDQ VODs hasn't put Flame Fatales 23 on here yet.
I legitimately thought that. Yeah, I legitimately thought that. She
Uh, if-
does.
If
A
you're
lot
talking
of-
about GDQ VOD, that's because GDQ doesn't run it.
Yeah, I know that they don't run it. It's a third-party person.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of surprised that they haven't put it up yet. And then, yeah, so, and then, you know, obviously I picked 3 runs from friends of mine. So, like I said, selfish picks. So, yeah, selfish picks. Retzi, any
Any picks?
You said selfish picks were like runs that I want to see or I don't want to see.
you
That
want
you
to
want to
see?
see.
You
That
want to
you don't
see?
necessarily think that you don't necessarily think will get in, but that you want to see them anyway.
Or if you want
DKC3.
to
Okay.
CQC3.
DKC3. Donkey Kong
Oh,
Country 3.
Oh.
Yeah. All stages.
All stages.
Ooh. That's actually pretty cool though.
The last time Donkey Kong Country 3 was done was AGDQ 2020, and it was 103%. Actually, no, 2023 was a DKC any percent race.
So that
Oh.
would be the first one. Right.
So
Yeah, because it
DK
sounded so familiar to me. So yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the last time it was in was 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it somehow got in twice at SGDQ 2015.
Huh.
Yeah, because it was apparently, and it was 2
Is it like
different
a
runners
bonus
on top.
run or something like that? It could be just a bonus run or something.
All I know is that the 2015 run has no category, and then it was Lost World, whatever that means.
That
Oh,
reminds me
yeah.
as well. How many times did Elden Ring get in for GDQ?
Elden Ring.
Yeah, I know they did it like at least once, but did they do it
The
twice?
time that it
SG
was the time it was in, it was any percent and any percent unrestricted as a bonus.
It was
Yeah.
all remembrances, any percent, and then any percent for Flame Fatales 2022, and then SGDQ 2023 was any percent glitchless.
Oh, I
Yeah.
feel like they might pull. I'm feeling they might showcase Elden Ring again, but the category that I'm thinking of is 2-player 1 controller
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
because that one is actually sick. Because you have
Mm-hmm.
fucking Lil Aggie and Parker Harbor, I think, and they just fucking fuck the game up with just 2 people 1 controller.
Did
Yeah,
they submit it? I'm not seeing it.
Did they not submit it? If they didn't submit it, that sucks.
No,
but
it's
no.
not submitted. It's a lockout bingo and item and enemy randomizer any percent.
Aw. That
so
would have
they
been sweet to
submit
see.
it. Yeah. I was about to say, like, if they actually submit that, that would be sick to actually watch because that would be a really good like
Mhm.
category to actually watch on GDQ to showcase how great people are with 2-player 1 controller.
Mm-hmm. It's 3 Elden Ring submissions, but one of the Elden Ring submitters was the same person who did Lies of P.
Oh.
So, yeah. I actually think there's more Sekiro runs than.
Zero, huh?
Here's my controversial opinion for the day. I do not like Sekiro.
Oh. Yeah, there's more Sekiro runs than Elden Ring runs this time.
I can see why.
Yeah.
to be fair, they are mostly different categories. Wow.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, what other runs that I would? Hmm.
Okay, so the one ROM hack that I think I'll endorse is Only Up 64.
Wait,
Oh
what?
no! I'm very surprised that no one wanted to submit Oni up as well.
From what I
I kind of
understand,
am too.
from what I understand, it's a very controversial. Doesn't the game not exist for sale because there's a bunch of ripped assets from something?
That
Yeah.
yes, and also like NFTs and shit like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but also at the same time, like, well, they no, the dev took it away because he was tired or he didn't want to feel the pressure of something like that. It's like the same thing with the Flappy Bird developer.
It's all happening all over again.
Yeah, Asian devs,
Mm-hmm.
but like, yeah, I mean, like, I was kind of a bit surprised that, like, like games like, oh, what was the first game that Noise Critical actually made as a bounty? I don't remember what they Amok Runner and Oni Up, those popular games, they don't they aren't like submitted to GDQ. It's free publicity for yourself and also for the game as well. So like, yeah, I mean, it's an easy acceptance.
Mm-hmm. Moist Critical's challenges were Exodus from the Earth, Redguard,
Amok Runner and the latest LSD kind of video game that I don't know what the name is because I don't know what the name is.
mm-hmm.
But Exodus was showcased on GDQ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Exodus was really good, and I like the run from
Escape from Lavender
Catalyst.
Island is apparently the latest one,
That's the one.
which is apparently a new game, and I'm surprised.
It is a new game. It's from 2023. I don't think anyone submitted it, but also at the same time, someone might submit it. I don't know who is gonna submit it. If someone's gonna submit it for like the second period, wait, no, they can't submit it for second period because it only you're only allowed to submit second period during
Mm-hmm.
during the downtime of when
Yeah.
the submission closes and when second period opens up. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, these challenges are for really shitty games, right? So it's like, why? And, people get
Yeah.
frustrated as shit. And it's like, why the fuck? Like, the run has to be entertaining, too. And so if you're like,
Mhm.
fuck this game, I hate it so much, then it's like, why submit it?
I remember my first time just like being on site for like a speedrunning event, and I just said that a lot for my speed games, and yeah, I got a lot of backlash from the devs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head to the
Yeah.
bathroom real quick.
Okay. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. I don't think any Moist Critical games are gonna show up and a GDQ submission because they're really shit games. Only one person submitted before he's like, "Hey, I'll give you $10,000 if you run this." And that's the whole purpose that they get runs is, oh, there's $10,000 on the line. Hell yeah, I'll run that really fucking shit game. Like, I don't think it works the same for a charity event because also no one's going to be like, I will give $10,000 to this charity if it gets in, because there's no guaranteeing that it can get in because it's a committee decision, right?
Yeah.
So that's just kind of the thing. Also, good news, everyone. My audio issues have fixed themselves. I
Hell
think
yeah.
for the past 40 minutes, y'all have been extremely robotic for me. And I was like, oh no. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm told the recording sounds great. So It was only a me problem, luckily. A lot of Yakuza submissions. Yakuza 0 at 3 hours 40 minutes, which
Dame.
damn, because that's really long.
I was
I don't-
eyeballing this Tarzan VR right now at 25 minutes.
Tarzan VR,
Yeah.
where the description is just them being like Tarzan.
That's what caught my attention.
Vine physics make Tarzan feel like George of Jungle. Yeah. And I don't think Fashion Police Squad is going to get in because we just had it in at AGDQ. And also, there's 100% is kind of glitchless because you need to get all the items in the level. So all the bow ties, all the things that give you armor, plus you got to find the secrets and stuff. It's a good run. I just don't think it's time because we just had any percent in, so that's also a thing. So, yeah. And any other thoughts on runs?
What have you guys talked about?
We talked about Tarzan VR and Fashion Police Squad 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Fashion Police Squad already been on?
Yes,
I think?
any percent,
Yeah.
but not 100%.
I think Cleanup's going to be a shoe-in.
I don't know about
Following all
Tarzan
the Yes
VR
Chef.
though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about Tarzan VR. I think if it goes into an awful game kind of thing, then sure. But you know, it's I hope to see it in an awful game. Other than that, hmm, I don't know any other games that I would really want to see for now. I think some of the games that I'm looking at the moment are also like games that are very niche, like some games that is on the SNES or old consoles as well, which I have no idea yet.
I would
But I
like to see
probably
Omori
just-
get in.
Omori again?
Was it in?
Yeah, it was in at.
Yeah, it was in on my
Ooh.
mainline SGDQ. Yeah,
I totally missed that one then. Dang.
Yeah, SCDQ 2020.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, 2022. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I remember because I was on that mainline GDQ games list. I was like, oh yeah, that's I remember that because of Mori. It was a stacked games list, honestly, for 2022. I like that games list. I'm gonna look through it. I'm gonna look through it like a little bit more. Crystal Projects is a really cool RPG game, I would say. As a guy who doesn't play a lot of RPG games, I think Crystal Project is actually really cool. Dead Beacon is one of them as well. It's a really cool another like survival horror game that I really feel like it should get in, but also at the same time there's a lot of really good Resident Evil games as well. So I don't know if like the runner is gonna get in as well with Dead Beacon, but I really hope that that Dead Beacon could actually get in because it's like a counterpart to Resident Evil. I mean, we had a good counterpart to Resident Evil, like with Alyssa, plug, selfish plug, and Nightmare Decay. So, yeah, you have like good alternatives if Resident Evil doesn't come along that well. And like the only Resident Evil game that I could think of right now at the moment that could get in or like maybe have a very high chance of getting in is 4 remake.
Yeah. 4 remake, I think, is the shoe in. I think that Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed could get in. I know that in the past, Enel is usually the one who gets a Xenoblade in, but
Mhm.
he did not submit this time. The last time that really, you're not going to let me look up just Xenoblade straight up. I believe the last time Xenoblade got in was SGDQ 2022, and that was for Torn of the Golden Country any percent glitchless, which is a 2-hour and 40-minute run, or was a 2-hour 40-minute run. And Future Redeemed has an estimate of 2 hours 10 minutes, so I think it has a shot. But yeah,
That's I have a question.
Yes.
When was DuckTales remastered on, or like last on?
DuckTales remastered. Oh woohoo. According to this, Frost Fatales 2022, AGDQ 2014.
I want to see DuckTales remastered again. Like that is another game that I hope to see again because it's been so long since it's been on.
Mhm.
That's one of the games that I do also want to see. Um, Another game that I think not a lot of people would like know about, and I do have it as well. Let me see if I could actually bring it out. Um, I I don't know if Schmumbler knows about this. I'm pretty sure Schmumbler knows about this anyways. This game.
Extermination.
Yes.
Someone submitted that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope to see that. It's a very niche like PS2 horror game as well.
Suda 51 Resident Evil.
Mm, it's very niche, and you know, like horror games can be very picky as well with a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, if they pick it, they pick it. Um, Other than that, I'm just looking at stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, uh I'm just going through like super quick right now because I also need to go to sleep pretty soon. I'm just like yeah, I'm just like glancing through everything at the moment.
Mhm.
If you have other picks, do mention about it. Fortnite is a good one.
Fortnite.
Surprisingly, I would say about this, Fortnite is a good one if it's the save the world
Campaign.
game. Yeah, instead of the battle royale because you know.
Okay, so the Seaman run heavily intrigues me, but I cannot see that being an entertaining run for an hour and a half.
Mhm. Um.
Seaman.
Yeah.
Seaman.
For the
Yes,
for the
SEAMAN.
Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
For the Sega
Not what you think of.
Dreamcast.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Loves me %. Huh.
Yes. And I
Yeah,
mean,
because like you want to have like your fish love you, or you want to have your seaman love you.
having
sounds a little
Leonard
weird.
Nimoy talk to you is cool, but like again, an hour and a half is it's a very chill, relaxing game, but it's not like your Stardew Valleys, your Harvest Moons. It's literally watching a
Oh,
fucking fish.
you
Yeah.
want to know? Wait, was Ghostwire Tokyo ever been on
No,
mainline?
It has not.
Ghostwire
No.
Tokyo has never been in,
Yeah,
and I know that
I
Niddle
don't
really
know
wants to get it
why.
in.
Yeah, I don't know why that they don't accept this. This is one of those games that I heavily want to see, like legit.
Yeah. I also want to see
Especially
Ghostwire get
like
in.
as like someone who actually runs the game, like a long time
Mhm.
ago. I want to see this game be in GDQ. Why hasn't
Mhm.
it been accepted?
I have no idea, but I want to see it get in because it is good video game
It
and
is
it is
very
horror
good.
game. So it's just like,
I love it. Yes.
and I realize that Resident Evil 2 remake is in, and of course has a very interesting proposition, which is if they get hit, they're going to donate $100 per hit,
Mhm.
which is quite the commitment.
I actually really. Those are great things for you to say on the stage and do on the stage. That does not need to be in your submission. So,
mhm.
What? For Ghostwire Tokyo or what?
No,
No, for
Resident Evil 2
RE2.
remake.
Oh, wait, what?
like, that basically makes it feel like you're trying to buy your admission, and I don't appreciate that.
Hmm.
I need to see what they said. Hold on. Let me see this. Resident Evil 2. Oh. Oh. Interesting.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Anyways, let me go back to my yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through. Um
I'm actually a little sad that Amnesia the Bunker ended up as broken as it is, because now I feel like it's too short to get accepted.
it might get accepted anyways because, with
Mhm.
short games that like with however many submissions that are short, I think it might get in as like, like those short horror games and then comes to another horror game, maybe a
That's-
longer horror game or something like that,
I- I mean, I feel like Glitchless has a chance because it is 20 minutes.
Yeah, but they might also put it as an incentive as well for like, if
Yeah,
if
as like a bonus. Yeah.
yeah, bonus run, yeah.
Yeah,
Like what they did
or
with Elden Ring.
yeah, or it could be like the any percent and then any percent tutorial. But
Mhm.
like again, it is like a super short game. You know.
Ooh, I kind of so I really like this game a lot. The only thing is that I don't like the categories that all these people fucking put. Inscription.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
love Inscription. I just don't like the categories at all. I want Moon Percent, and it's the shortest category and it's good. But like looking at like all like any percent or even Act 3, any percent no major glitches. I don't like that. I don't know if I really like that, but I don't like that at all. I don't think Inscription was ever in a mainline. I don't
I
think.
can't actually recall.
Yeah, I can't recall. It's never been in
No,
a
Frost Fatales 2023. That's it.
yeah. So it has never been in the main line, and it has been in like Frost Fatales and Speedruns on the crits. I remember that, but I honestly would say that like Inscription, very good game. Just people submitting the wrong categories because the wrong like legit. I think people would want to see the beginning of the game a lot more than the whole game itself. I think the whole game is not really that cool at all.
Hmm.
Um, going back to stuff. Um, Kiwi's a good one as well. I think Kiwi ever been on mainline? I think it has been on mainline. If it has not been on mainline, I think Kiwi has a really good chance of getting in. But the problem afterwards is that both of these runners
It has
aren't
never been in.
okay. It has look, Kiwi is a really, really good game. The only problem is that they're not gonna be on site. It's gonna be online where I think they're gonna be in the same room if I'm not mistaken. They're from Australia anyways. Very good run, very, very good runners. Uh they always wanted to have uh a run where it's 2 players versus 1 player, because you can co-op in the game or you can solo in the game, which is insane. I like the game a lot. I hope Kiwi actually gets in. Keywe.
Mhm.
Very good game.
When it comes to Metroid games, and the submissions here, obviously Dread is there. There's a Zelda 1 Metroid 1 crossover. I'm not really a fan of the crossovers. Also Super Mario Randomizer. It's a really tough set. Like, here's the problem with Metroid, and this is gonna come off selfish. The last time that I watched a Metroid one was Oats and Goats doing a Kaizo.
Yeah, that was
And
2019 if I'm not mistaken.
No, there was 2020
Oh yeah, AGDQ 2020. I forgot about that.
or
Yeah.
2022. I believe SGDQ. I think.
I think it was SGDQ 2022. I
um,
know there was one right before COVID actually happened.
Oh no, it was 20. No, wait, did they not list him in there? Because I remember seeing a notes run, and it's not being listed here, so I don't know if it was if game's just not listed. Because obviously, there was a co-op 100% at SGDQ 2023, so I think Super Metroid has a tough time because oh, there was a race in 2021. I could have
I
sworn
know
that
they
There
did.
was
one-
Super
Oh.
Metroid Impossible.
yes, and it's listed as Kaizo Super Mario or Super Metroid. That's why it's not showing up in the list. Yes. Okay, yeah. And it was fantastic, and I think it's fucking hard. So yes, Kaizo Super Metroid was 2022. And it's a hard sell, especially when it's been done so much, but maybe they might throw it in. But it was just done in 2023, so I don't know if they're gonna give it a break for AGDQ 24. And I'm sorry if that comes off as mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, we're all not trying to be mean in the first place. I mean, we are saying our opinions about the whole like the submission stuff, but at the end of the day, I think everyone had everyone had their submissions, but also other people have like their different opinions about games. I bet like everyone's just runs are gonna be good, even like if like someone submits like fucking Lust of Darkness, someone did that a while ago. Someone submitted Lust of Darkness. I was like, okay, good job. The guy submitted it. It's never gonna get in.
Like, if I were to pick a 2D Metroid that's not Metroid Red, I think it's time to bring back Fusion, because Fusion hasn't been seen in 3.5 years, because the last time was SGDQ 2020. And so, I think that's the Metroid I would want to see. No disrespect to Metroid Dread, but like, it's been 2 years of being shown. It's time for another Metroid game to get in my opinion.
Let me see about a little bit more. I am very close to almost halfway done. Oh wait, someone actually submitted Oni Up.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't see that. Oh my god. I thought no one submitted Oni Up. Oh fuck my life. Then it's probably gonna get in.
I don't know what Super Mario 63 is, but that just seems weird. Just put
Super
an
Mario
SO63.
63. Did they typoed it? If they typoed it,
No,
good
it's
luck
a
to them.
ROM hack.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, no way they
Kaizo.
typoed that shit. Okay.
So on the On the awful games kind of side of things, a couple of games that I was looking at is Xena the Warrior Princess by Brasentia.
Didn't he do that like before? I remember that run being showcased like a while ago. I don't remember when, but it was a while ago.
I know he has for Cusa Grande. I don't think he has for an actual GDQ.
No way. Oh, maybe it was on Frame Fatales. Oh, fuck. It was on Frame Fatales. I guess. Yes, it was on Frame Fatales by Cyanide Sugar.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
It has not been on mainline.
It
But
has
it was
not.
on
no.
mainline. See,
And
there's just so many runs that has been on like not like on Frame Fatales or even like hot fixes that like it's never been on mainline before, and it's like so triggering sometimes.
I also kind of like Yogo Yogo.
Yogo. That sounds very familiar to me.
It's
I
like
don't know why.
it's like a yogurt game, but it's a little side-scrolling 2D platformer for the
No.
DOS.
Oh. Also, Wand of Gamelon lols.
Oh god.
It's YOGHO, Yogo Yogo.
I
I'm
will be
gonna
impressed if somebody brings a CDI to fucking GDQ.
Hey, it's been done before.
It's been done before, honestly. The other game that I really want to see again is Superman 64. Just a bit biased about that. Superman 64.
Oh.
Did anybody submit? Oh, yes, they did. 40 minutes? It's
Yeah.
just flying through fucking rings. How is it 40 minutes?
You can change the resolution as well. Oh my god, Paw Patrol got it. Paw Patrol got it submitted. Oh my fucking god.
That's all I'm gonna do is shake my head.
Oh yeah, Mythbusters made a
Yeah.
Mythbusters had a game, and I really bought it. I never played it yet, but I really bought it because I love Mythbusters. But sure.
Also,
God.
that is the voice
Pego.
of Big Scared for anyone wondering who keeps popping in and out.
Yeah. I wanna see Pego again. I think Pego is a really like interesting run, and like with the whole like speed tech and whole position of Pego, I think I want to see Pego again. Pego was a really good run for SGDQ 2023. I want to see it again. Other than that, no Persona, please. I don't want Persona.
You don't want the
Somebody's-
Persona 4 4-hour run?
Nope. Oh, here's one run that I really like see it so much that has never gotten accepted. Pinout. 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 It's like a fucking pinball game, but each level gets tougher and tougher and tougher, and I really like seeing that a lot. I don't know why. It just like it interests me. And it's an iOS game. It's a fucking iPhone game.
Speaking of iPhone games, Resident Evil 4 remake and also Village.
$60.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be on
Man.
whatever it is. Poggers, honestly.
At least it's coming to Mac. I'm happy that 4 is coming to Mac. Though, hey, Apple and Capcom, you want to fucking release the goddamn DLC for Village for Mac? Because that's still not out. And it's been a year. I'm not salty or anything.
Okay. One other pick that I have that neither I nor the person who submitted it thinks that it will get in, but Listar's what is it? Tall Twins Tower. It's a really weird looking puzzle game.
Oh shit! I kind
But
of.
it is really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's like the concept where you have to like match the edges of the block and you're rolling them around in a circle.
Dude, honestly, Listar has like so many interesting like Japanese puzzle games that intrigues me a lot. Like I think the one that got in like a while ago was Dharma Dojo.
Yeah.
Dharma Dojo, sorry. That game was so interesting to me. And I'm very happy that it actually got in because it was one of my picks for SGDQ 2023 last year.
Actually, maybe it will. Maybe it does have a chance. She
It
got to
might have
run
a
it in
chance.
Frost Fatales.
Yeah. It usually like Listar games has like really good chance of getting in. I don't know why she never misses like a GDQ.
You know what else might have a really good chance?
Uh-huh.
Gex 3.
Oh.
Gex for sex.
Because Gex is also getting a remaster. So either Gex Enter the Gecko or Gex 3 Deep Undercover, I feel, has a chance because of that. Because it was announced at the same time as the Clock Tower remaster, as well as the weird Zelda CDI like game, and it's like, who the is asking for that? But whatever, that's another discussion for a different time.
I love CDI Zeldas. So I am the one that is asking for that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Let me see a little bit more.
Yeah.
God, there's so many games. I'm just like fucking going through it all. I
actually hit the bottom of the list.
Yeah, you hit the
Yeah.
bottom. I have not. I'm at R. Has the latest Ratchet and Clank game been showcased yet?
I
believe
believe
it
it's been
has.
showcased
I
twice.
think I've seen it before.
It's definitely been once. I think it might have been twice.
Why the fuck did I think that it has not been showcased?
New Game Plus 120. Any percent 145.
Okay, it's AGDQ 2022 had one. Okay, so I'm not crazy that they didn't showcase once. It's like no way. They probably showcased like once before and it did, which is 2022 too. I'm probably hoping that they actually bring it back again. For this time around. I really want to play the game. It's been on PC. I just want to play the game again.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket League, like lol. That's all I can say. Lol.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think it would be really interesting for Friday the 13th to get in.
I'm very surprised that like Dices didn't submit Siren Blood Curse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Siren's a really cool game, but if you have like Siren, the first one, that's
honestly all of them are. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this: if Friday the 13th gets in, A Nightmare on Elm Street needs to follow it.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
all I'm gonna say. Just have them both.
I mean, the Sonic games. I have no faith in South Park, honestly, of getting in.
No, South Park. It's too late. For Stick of Truth.
It's not too late, but also at the same time, like I just don't think it has a chance of getting it in, anyways.
No, here's the reason it doesn't have a chance. Number one, it has a very outdated, tasteless joke, and plus you also have, granted, if you play the Australian version, it takes out the abortion scene, and also there's the problem of a literal ball sack falling on you or potential to fall on you.
If I remember correctly,
not
yes.
getting in.
Yeah.
Oh, there are two games that I can talk about as well. Trepang 2. Trepang 2 actually came out like a while ago as well. It's a really cool
Yes, it is
FPS
actually.
game. Yeah. I think that game might have a chance of getting in as well. The
I
other
think it
game
actually has a pretty good chance.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other game
The
is
question
Sprawl.
does Tripping 2 hit the horror block or
No,
something
it doesn't. It
else?
doesn't
No.
hit the horror block. No, I
No,
don't think it
it's
will hit the
definitely
horror block.
FPS. Yeah.
It's more.
Mhm.
It's there. There is a horror segment for the game, but I think it's more action like than horror, like
Mhm.
legit. The other game I was thinking about is Sprawl, but like Blood Thunder's best games are those two.
Mhm.
Which is Sprawl and Japan 2. I think those games are actually really good to actually watch.
Yeah.
Especially Japan.
Mhm.
Yeah. What else? I'm sorry to say this. I don't think Stardew Valley is gonna get in. Another thing, I'm sorry to say this again. Street Fighter 6 might. I don't think it would get in as well.
No, I don't think any fighting games are getting in. And as far as Stardew goes, like AGDQ 2022, AGDQ 2023, like it, and not to mention, it's been in like Fatale's events 4 times. It's time to give that game a break. Because I don't mean
Shit.
to be mean, but Stardew is a boring speedrun.
The Stardews. I know a runner, and I love the runner a lot, but like Stardew Valley, that's about it.
On the
I hardly
less,
know anything about it.
On the less mean trajectory, there's also like 200 other farming sim games that you could also do. So it's still time to give Stardew a break.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. There's two games that I'm actually gonna mention about this. Street Boys, because Street Boys was a stupid fucking experiment that ESA did. Like there were a group of people from ESA that actually ran Street Boys because it was just a game that they
Mhm.
picked from like the dollar store or something like that, and then they broke the shit out of Street Boys. So seeing Street Boys on GDQ, that would be fucking amazing. I want to see Street Boys on GDQ. The other one is if I can actually find it again. The other one is Super Lesbian Animal RPG. I want to see that game go in, get in.
Didn't they just do that?
No, they never. They wait. Did they do that? I've sworn I've not seen that, honestly.
I might be thinking of Fake Tales of that now.
Super Lesbian Animal RPG.
It was in
swear-
Fatales, I know that
Okay,
much.
It wasn't Fake Tales. Yeah. So I really want to see it in a mainline, like legit, because you know
Mhm.
LGBTQ plus.
Yeah, for sure. I really thought it already had been, but yeah, it hasn't. So yeah.
The only reason why I remember it not being in is because one, Leggy and Punchy submitted the games, and two, Punchy said that like, I think a trans person should actually showcase the game, but like it didn't. Which Leggy stars. I think Leggy is a trans runner. I'm not too sure if it's a trans runner or not, but like they're a trans runner, I think.
Huh,
Let me check.
Leggy has never run Super Lesbian.
Oh no, it's a
Animal
she/her.
RPG
Sorry, it's
for
she/her. I think it's a she/her.
That
I'm tired. Okay, don't talk to me. 7:30 in the morning. I'm just fucking tired right now. But I don't think I don't know if it's a trans person. But like if she's a trans runner, that would really boost up the submission for it. And it's a positive boost. I would say that.
Juho, your Singapore is showing.
Dude, I'm fucking tired, okay? I'm fucking like my brain is like, oh fuck. super
Uh,
tired at the moment.
No, yes,
Mhm.
I would love to see Super Lesbian Animal RPG. That is a fantastic game.
Mhm.
I'm just tired. Because I'm scrolling through the submission list right now and just looking at what games are there.
I don't think we see Left 4 Dead.
Uh, Left 4 Dead is fun, but like I don't even know.
It's had a few
Oh shit!
occurrences.
Do you think Takeshi's Challenge would actually get into the awful block?
Oh, I want to see that game so bad. Put it
Yeah.
in. Put in Takeshi's Challenge. Cowards, do it.
Yeah. I want to see it in an awful block. That's the thing.
Do
Uh,
it. Put in.
so
Put
that-
it in.
Tazbot, we are gonna say that Tazbot is 100% is gonna get in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's 2 slots or 1 slot already like taken. I guess I would say. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna say this like Tempo. Tempo is also a good one. It's a Sega 32X game.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Yeah.
cool game. I like Tempo.
What do y'all think about Weird Dreams? Flannel Cat's Weird Dreams.
I've
heard of
never
it.
heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Okay, so it is.
Oh no.
Oh
um,
no.
Is it awful? Is it very awful?
It's very awful, and it's like the whole game is you going through literally like LSD dreams.
Oh
Oh
god.
no.
Oh no.
Like there's a segment where you're walking through a desert landscape holding a fish as a weapon and fighting what looks like two-legged penis monsters.
Oh, I don't think that gets in.
Of course.
I mean,
course.
they're not penises, but that is what they look like.
Okay, let me just a little bit more. Here's something that I would want to say. Ooh. Actually,
I'm
wait,
honestly
no,
shocked
you know what?
that
Never mind.
Takeshi's Challenge has never been in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
anything.
That I really want to see Takeshi's Challenge like so much. He has never been on it before. Ooh, House of the Dead remake. Very good chance of actually getting in though, but like I rather not see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. it could get in, but I don't want to see it get in.
I would rather see the Sega Saturn port.
I'm sorry, did you say Saturn?
Yes.
Yeah, it is a Saturn port because it's fucking Saturn. Outlast Trials. I really want to see Outlast Trials in. Don't know if it's gonna get in, but yeah. Oh. What have I heard about this before? The Spirit and the Mouse. That sounds very familiar to me.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the one?
I know of the game. I know nothing about the speedrun.
I feel like I've heard like a separate game of Spirit and the Mouse before, but I don't remember what the game is called.
Spirit and the Mouse is just the one that I always get mixed up with Moss in my head.
Oh yeah. Moss is good though.
Mhm.
Like I really want to see Moss in.
Baby
Would you wanna
Coyote
see
was
Tunic
submitted,
again?
which Baby Coyote is a great speedrun, but also it's already been showcased.
Mhm.
Do you guys think Tunic will actually get in again?
I don't think so.
Tunic.
I feel like it would have to be a little more different.
How about Undertale?
When was the last time?
Undertale's actually Deltarune has been the one that's gotten all the showtime lately.
I feel
It's
like
been a while since
Deltarune had.
Undertale.
I guess so, but I feel like Deltarune has not been on for a while. Correct me if
I
I'm wrong.
mean, it'll have been 6 years, so I could see.
6 years, really?
Yeah,
Not for Deltarune.
no, for Undertale.
That
Um,
long? Holy
Yeah,
Yeah.
SGDQ 2018 was the last time.
Oh wow. Okay, that was like years ago. Okay. Wait, but how about other categories? I know they have other categories as well. Are you certain the last time it was shown it was?
I mean, Frost Fatales was the last time it was shown, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good long while.
I'm gonna say this as well. WarioWare Smooth Moves. I really want to see that get in.
Deltarune
I love WarioWare.
was
So-
AGDQ 2022.
The new
Okay.
WarioWare is coming out soon,
Oh,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Erica and I we've speedrun
Get it
the
together.
most recent one. Yes,
I remember this because I also ran this as well, and I told you to run it.
and I really want to end up doing another co-op run for the new one when it comes out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, like what I'm gonna say is that like I love smooth moves. I also speedrun smooth moves myself. I really want to see this game actually get in. Like legit.
Mhm.
I it's never been before. It's never been in before. But like honestly, smooth move is like one of the few games that you could actually use the Wii remote and actually dance with it. It's fucking cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the motion control micro games is a better sell than just the general micro games.
Mm-hmm. I do want to mention about this as well. Like, there's also one person that always stands out for me, like legit. Jaxler. Jaxler's games are always like interesting to watch, and I have
Mhm.
no idea how he made it so interesting to watch. Like Neopets.
Hey,
I think-
Neopets is a good run. You
Yeah,
shut
it
your
was.
mouth.
It was. Dude. Do you really want me to pull this out for you? I
No,
have
no.
this solely because like someone asked me, "Oh yeah, the speedrun's gonna be good," and then I bought it, and it's a good run. The first like couple of minutes is an out of bounds.
Mhm.
It's good. Yeah, Jaxler's runs are pretty interesting to watch, and I really do like Jaxler a lot. I think
Jaxler's great, and yeah,
I think
he has
the
a knack for
game-
picking out really interesting games.
Yeah. So I really want to see like games like Chibi Robo or Whiplash. I think Whiplash is a really cool platformer game. I just hope that if it gets in, I'm very happy to see it get in.
Also, I
Chibi
just pulled
Robo.
up Pseudo Regalia on Steam, and a similar game is Jedi Fallen Order.
Mhm.
Hey, I mean, you got a light sword, sure. I guess it's more of a pull, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Um.
kind of funny.
Ooh.
Depends.
When was the last time Wolfenstein was on?
Um,
That was I know they did one for Flame Fatale, like Flame Fatale.
are we talking New Order? Is that the one?
Both New Order and Young. Wait, no, is it?
It's Old Blood
is the
and Young
co-op
Blood.
one.
Holy
Blood,
shit!
Single player.
The New Order was 2016. Youngblood was 2020.
Yeah,
I
it's the
think-
more newest one.
I think Old Blood, like I like Old Blood a lot more. So I really want that one to get in, but like also at the same time, I think if they want to showcase like another like a good one, then New Order.
Old Blood. Oh wait, the Old Blood's right here. 2016 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just throw this out here because I see someone playing it right now. This has not been submitted. There's not even a leaderboard for it right now. a game that I think would make an amazingly interesting speedrun and that I would love to see at a future event is Void Stranger.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
Because like at first look, it just looks like a Game Boy Color
Oh yeah.
like dungeon dweller puzzle game, but it gets crazy.
There's all if you're looking for a game that looks like a Game Boy Color game, Cursed Crackers for Who the Bell Toils. Like it
I was
literally-
looking at that.
I think another game that like I really want it to like how you say get in as like a weird cute like how do you say this like cute horror block kind of game is Yomawari. But I think it's
Or-
slow.
Cursed
a slow
Crackers,
game.
not cursed. Sorry.
Mhm. But yeah, as I was saying, like Yomawari seems like a very slow game to even showcase as well.
Yeah,
Um,
Yomawari, I love the game, but there's
I
not
just
a whole
think
lot
that's
that goes into the run.
I just think that it's slow, and that's about it. Other than that, yeah, I think I'm at the bottom. I've talked about my picks already, and yeah, I think like like a lot of these games are like really interesting. I mean, they're mostly like this. I feel like I've seen this like way too many times already with the whole submissions and stuff like that. They're like the same for me for the past couple of years, but like, I mean, they're all interesting.
Honestly,
I really, really want to see all of them get in.
My prediction is there's so many of the big runs that were submitted that are just general repeats. I feel like this might actually be a really good event for the people who submitted these like little unknown indie and old games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might see a lot of new faces this time. I could be completely wrong about that. But I feel like we're gonna see a lot of new people running games on the stage.
That would be amazing, honestly. I'm very excited for the next couple of weeks to see who gets in and who doesn't.
Yeah, because we've got 13 days until the schedule is released.
And I'm
Everybody
gonna
panic.
be very copium if they actually accept me. If they accept me, I'm gonna be super copium.
Yeah. Yeah. So any closing thoughts? Let's start with Retzi.
No closing thoughts for me here.
All
Head
right.
empty.
If people want to find you, where can they?
You can find me here on Twitch under Rentsy.
All right. Juho, any closing thoughts? Even though you kind of just gave closing thoughts, lol.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, I mean, like, I mean, I'm tired. That's all I can say. I'm tired.
Yeah,
All
a little
right.
nap would be good right now.
Oh, I want to sleep right now.
If people want to find you, where can they?
Twitch at Juhorse, JURSE. You can find me on Twitter as well, the Juhorse. On YouTube. I'm posting a lot of stuff on YouTube right now because why not? A lot of places. Blue Sky. I said Twitter, right? Yeah, I said
Yes,
Twitter.
you said Twitter.
I'm tired.
It's fine. Schmumbler, any closing thoughts?
So I feel like there is a very strong likelihood that this is going to either be a super strong games list or a super kind of lackluster run of the mill list, and I do not envy the games committee whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if the people want to find you, where can they?
So I'm just Schmumbler on pretty much everything. You can find me YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, co-host, Blue Sky, Discord, all the places. Haven't
Oh.
been very active lately, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
I'm gonna say one
Mhm,
more
mhm.
thing. Are you gonna like post this on like YouTube or something?
It's possible, yes.
Yeah. So to the people who are like listening to this and like whoever submitted to GDQ or who wants to submit to GDQ, please, like I like honestly, you guys have done your best. If you have not gotten into GDQ or you have not getting like if you're not accepted to GDQ, there's always another time to try it out again. There's always shoot your shot.
Mm-hmm.
Try to shoot your shot for
Mhm.
GDQ. You will never know whether you get accepted or not. This acceptance rate for GDQ is always very low, and even like the bigger like streamers, bigger like names do not get in as well. Please try to get shoot your shot. Even if we sound like
Literally.
we are just fucking like strict and very rude about like a lot of people's submissions. Um, hey, they submitted it and like they tried their best, and we all also tried our best as well. I mean, like Abby submitted Silent 3, Oni, Schmumbler submitted Silent Hill discs, whatever it is, the swap, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I submitted like games that I don't think it would get in as well, but we tried our best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I've had four runs get into GDQ events at this point, and of those four, three of them are runs that I never thought would get accepted. So
Yeah, I only submitted. I know I've only gotten like once, and that was a game that I thought that I would never run at all. But apparently, I got in with that lucky game, and I was like very happy to get in anyways. But yeah, like shoot your shot. Just shoot your
Mm-hmm.
shot. Don't be afraid to like not submit it. If you have a game that you really want to try to submit it, just try. You'll
Mm-hmm.
never know whether or not you will get like accepted. I think like the one thing that I think the one run that I was so super surprised that actually got in was Resident Evil 6 with Tali and, and Tex. That one was super surprising to me because I thought it would never get in, and then it got in. Like I said, shoot your shot.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Shout outs to AO Hell, who unfortunately couldn't be with us. That's why we started with Clock Tower and Wii Sports. And also shout outs to Big Scared for doing all the tech side of this. If Big Scared wants to say anything like where she can be found, she is free to do so. Very good. This has been a very special episode of Speedrunners and Coffee. Usually, I don't do these live because God knows what happens tech wise or anything, and usually edit them. You can find me at Abby's Corner on Twitch, Abby's Corner on Blue Sky, Abby's Corner on co-host, also Speedrunners and Coffee, the very podcast you've been listening to. Granted, this has been on Clock Tower TTV. The podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, almost everywhere except for Apple Music. I also have several YouTube channels and the like. But yes, thank you all so much for joining. This has been a pleasure.
You can't see me, but I'm waving.
so long, y'all.